The app. From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 31 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 7 o'clock. I'm Rob Taylor. One man is dead following an officer-involved shooting in Heidelberg. Police say a man was threatening to harm themselves inside of a home on Washington Street just after midnight. When police arrived, they found the man outside the home with a knife. Police then say the man disobeyed orders to drop the knife, and he allegedly charged towards the officers. A Scott Township police officer then shot the man multiple times. The man later died at the hospital. Allegheny County police are leading the investigation. Police are investigating after a 69-year-old man was found dead inside a Butler home. James Hoover was found dead inside of a home in the 400 block of Miller Avenue. It's happened around 4 o'clock Saturday afternoon. Police have called Hoover's death a homicide. State police later said a 37-year-old man believed to be the suspect was apprehended. The suspect's name has not been released. Well, what's usually a bipartisan presidential dinner with governors took a different turn on Saturday night with no Democrats in sight. Here's CBS News correspondent Peter King.
Mr. Trump criticized the Democratic-led states of Virginia and Maryland for the Potomac River sewage spill. He praised all the Republicans who were there.
You're just about all very popular. I know every one of you, and you've all had a pretty easy time becoming governor. That's because you've done really good work. From Thomas Jefferson to today, America's governors have been among the smartest, most creative, most talented Americans our country has ever produced.
Dinner is usually a chance for governors to visit with the president and cabinet members. I'm Peter King, CBS News.
Today marks 41 years since then 8-year-old Cherry Mann disappeared after getting off a school bus near her Butler County home. Matthew Glover is a reporter with the Butler Eagle. He joined KDKA Radio's Rob Pratt this morning, discussed how there's renewed interest in the case, largely thanks to Steve Ridge, a private investigator.
And one of the other things that he's brought is a lot of attention with a $100,000 award that he offered at a news conference in 2025. And so that has brought a lot of renewed attention to the case. Some people that have thought maybe they didn't have any, or maybe they don't have anything to say, but maybe now that that reward has come up, that gives them a little more motivation to come out and speak if they had seen or heard anything about the case.
A group known as Cherry's Angels have made a push to help solve the case. KDK Radio News Time, 7:03. We have the AccuWeather forecast coming up.
How about some fantastic February savings at Coons Market? Isn't that right, Frank Tantisi?
Right, Rob. In our meat department, USDA Choice Boneless Chuck Shoulder Steaks to roast are $6.49 a pound. In the produce department, Sunkist Cara oranges, 8-pound bags, $5.99 each. In our deli, Eckrich Top Round Roast Beef is $7.99 a pound. And additional savings this week, selected varieties of Folgers Coffee, 22.6 to 25.9 ounce cans, $11.49 each.
Coons Market, a Pittsburgh tradition.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-507-9701. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-507-9701. That's 800-507-9701. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred roofing replacement contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Today looks colder with snow continuing at times. Expect mainly wet roads with a high of 35. But for tonight, the snow and flurries continue at times with a low of 28. Tomorrow brings more clouds and a couple more snow showers with storm total snowfall of 1 to 3 inches, high 32. Then still cloudy Tuesday, high 33. For AccuWeather, I'm LaTroy Thornton, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. My grandpa Lou is the reason why my dad and I started racing, and I'm really proud to follow in his tracks. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. I've learned a lot on this journey with my grandpa Lou, and the memories of my grandpa will always be with me. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Talking about Alzheimer's can be really tough. But if you notice something, have a conversation with your loved one. Encourage them to see a doctor or offer to go with them. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. The Alzheimer's Association provides care, support, and research to help you take control of the situation with your family and manage the disease together. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. Visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
14 years in prison for killing a young woman. A 15-year sentence for a crash that caused 3 deaths. 12 and a half years for killing a child and critically injuring her mother. All true stories, all caused by marijuana-impaired drivers. No matter what you tell yourself, if you feel different, you drive different. So, if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
It's time to get greened. Doug Oster is here. All natural, no pesticides, no artificial ingredients. The Organic Gardener is on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All right, so sad that Sidney Crosby won't go, but I hope that he will be healthy when the Pittsburgh Penguins get going again on February 26th. 10th caller right now wins a incredible $25 gift card from the folks at Sorgels, 412-922-1020. Doug is here, got a great guest lined up. And I just said to Doug moments ago, because Doug, at one time a sports and photojournalist in the world of press, meaning paper, as in journalism for Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, Youngstown Vindicator. I love Bill Mazeroski. I understand why it is a big story. But what blew me away, Doug, and you just said something that kind of echoed my sentiments, I can't believe how big of a story this really was.
I agree. I mean, I knew here, of course, it would be huge, but just looking through the internet and such, and I just saw mentions everywhere that you just wouldn't imagine that so many people just knew about Maz and reacted as one of their favorite players. You know, it's cool. It's great that it does. Reached past Pittsburgh. It's amazing.
I'll tell you just a quick story real fast, and I alluded to this earlier today, but for those of us just joining the show today, 20-some, 30, 40 years ago, whatever, I was in a little town in Ohio doing a high school football game, and I was trying to get this kid to come to the University of Pittsburgh, Billy West, because they were calling him like the next great running back. That eventually happened after some hard work, but I'll never forget, we're in the broadcast booth, and a guy, my partner, who was doing the color analyst of the game, he said he's the second greatest high school player to come out of this high school. And I'm like, who could be better than Billy West? And he went, Bill Mazeroski. And he said he was a great football, great basketball player. I love those backstories, and just an amazing life at the age of 89. So you're going to Montour later today?
Yes, I am. 2 o'clock today, I will be at AHN Montour Sports Complex presenting Growing Your Best Garden Ever. It's time to get started. And I have got a ton of seeds to give away. I've got arugula, poppies, beans, balsam, which I want to talk a little bit about, cucumbers, mustard, mizuna, parsley, basil, dill, and much more while they last. All that seeds I'll give away after I'm done talking. 2 o'clock today, Montour Sports Complex. But for listeners, I haven't told anybody else this. It's just for you. I have 4 very rare tomatoes, the seeds I'm bringing. The first one is one I just love. It's called Purple Calabash. It just has this deep burgundy color. It's like kind of a flattened tomato. Very intense flavor, acidic, kind of a smoky flavor. And it's one of these tomatoes, actually, that really stores well. So if at the end of the season you get some tomatoes left over, they store really well. The second tomato I have seeds for is called Adam's Peak from Sri Lanka. I can't find anything about this tomato. These seeds were sent to me from somebody, and I can't find any information on it, so there's a rare one. And then Pink Ponderosa. I've got a good story about Pink Ponderosa, but it's a meaty, almost seedless, pinkish red beefsteak type, low acid, very mild flavored, great heirloom tomato. So Pink Ponderosa, I was speaking at Longwood at Oakwood at, what is it called? Longwood. Yeah, Longwood. And there was a woman there in her late 90s, and she started talking about this tomato that her mother used to grow called Pink Ponderosa. And I was like, well, I think that's still out there, still available. And I found the seeds and brought them back, and she was able to grow them. But I do have also one surprised packet of tomato seeds that is super rare. I just say it's from the Black Sea. It's a Russian tomato. So that's today, 2 o'clock, AHN Montour Sports Complex for the Montour Home Show. And Rob, you inspired somebody at my house last Saturday. Now, I know it seems like a long time ago for you.
Yeah.
Since last Saturday, you've done, I counted them up, 1,650 shows. Okay. 10,000 videos. And you were in person at 36 different places. But since that last Saturday, I guess you were talking with somebody, and they started talking about their grandmother's spaghetti sauce. And so that inspired my wife, Cindy. When I got home from the Sunday show last week, I'm like, what are you making at this time of the morning? She goes, Rob inspired me. She's making her grandmother's sauce, an entire pork shoulder put into this, tomato based, and these special spices. And I'd only tasted the actual sauce, her actual grandmother's sauce, once in my life. I was 20 years old. It was the first time I had real tomato sauce. Like I grew up on Chef Boyardee.
Me too.
That's what I thought was like that's spaghetti, the best spaghetti sauce you could ever have.
And ragu.
Yeah, and then I get this sauce, and I'm like, it was like nothing I ever had. So all week I've been eating that. So I wanted to just tell you that's that.
Well, you know what? You just gave me an idea, because next hour we're talking about pasta and sauce, and maybe I can ask the folks their grandmother's recipe.
Oh, that would be great. And that thing cooking all day,
bubbling over,
with the smell of the pork falling to pieces, the special bag of spices in there, and I just have a little bit left for today.
Nice.
Okay, I am announcing my next trip, and this is going to be exciting. Even though I'm just announcing it now, people have found out about it. They have signed up already. I first visited the Christmas markets in Europe, in Paris, a decade ago, and I was hooked. There are these traditional outdoor festivals with these kind of adorned stalls. They're selling food and handmade crafts and regional things. It's just amazing. So this trip is going to visit Germany, Switzerland, and France to explore the wonderful Christmas markets. It's coming up in November. I know that's a long way away, but besides seeing all the Christmas markets in all 3 countries, we're gonna tour all these cool cities in Bavaria and France and Strasbourg and Lucerne, Switzerland. It's going to be amazing. Take a look online at DougOster.com and see if the trip is right for you. This one is, like I said, it's already selling. If you love Christmas, just go to the website, DougOster.com, and just look at the pictures. Just look at what these Christmas markets look like. It's going to be awesome. This is my yearly rant about buying plants online through the television. You really have to watch close. Again, my wife hates it when that's on because I'm saying, oh, I can't believe people would pay that for 2 dahlias or this or that. People, I say this every year, people send me plants because they want me to grow them and write about them and talk about them, but it's hard to ship plants. It's very difficult. If you're looking at those different TV marketplaces, really look at the prices closely. I think you're much better. You're going to get a better plant, certainly a better plant, and at a better price by going to one of your local nurseries. It's just. I hate to see people get ripped off. There are some deals there. There are some decent deals, but you really have to look carefully. And real quick, Roundup is in the news again, and it's becoming a thing again. And this isn't political, okay? It's just, as the organic gardener, my job is to tell you, you don't need to have Roundup or herbicides or pesticides to have a great garden. You work on the soil. Before we got on the air, Frank was telling me, do you need any horse manure? Because he's got lots of it at his stable. And I'm like, I can always use horse manure. I tell you what, you put compost, well-aged animal manure, it's got to be a year old. You put that into your garden, the plants will basically just outgrow just about anything. You don't want to be exposed to the chemicals. You don't want the chemicals to be involved in your food. That's what the Organic Gardening Radio Show is all about. When we come back, it's Rhonda Kaiser, author of The Vintage Farmhouse Garden. Very cool book.
Just moments away on KDKA.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
News Radio, KDKA, Sports.
Sports brought to you by Coons Market with 8 locations to serve you, a Pittsburgh tradition. It is Team USA and Team Canada going for the gold at a little after 8 Eastern and 2 o'clock Italy time. And word is that Sidney Crosby is out for Team Canada. Hall of Famer Bill Mazeroski, 7-time All-Star who hit the greatest home run in baseball history, passed away at the age of 89. More of a tribute today with the PG's Jason Mackey and former big league pitcher and scout Bruce Tanner, our tribute on the Coons Market Black and Gold Sunday show. Minnesota Vikings wide receiver Rondell Moore died Saturday in southern Indiana. The team made the announcement he was 25 years old. New Albany Police Chief Todd Bailey told reporters he was found in a garage with a gunshot wound suspected to be self-inflicted. Pitt lost in college basketball to Notre Dame 73-68. And Jacob Bridgman at 19 under, 6 shots ahead of Roy McIlroy heading into the final round of the Genesis Invitational. More sports at 937thefan.com.
Shopping for replacement windows? Metropolitan Window Company elevates your shopping experience.
John, Maggie, and Justin Schmutzer here from Metropolitan Window Company, Pittsburgh's locally owned and family-operated window and door company for over 47 years.
When you choose Metropolitan Window Company, you'll experience personalized knowledge, expertise, and professionalism from our first visit to your home until our craftsmen complete your installation.
We're the window company that people want in their homes, and our exclusive Infinity by Marvin 100% fiberglass windows are the windows people love.
They're built for life. They are the strongest, longest-lasting windows you can buy.
And we have a great selection of colors and finishes. Experience Metropolitan Window Company. Stop by our showrooms, visit us at metropolitanwindows.com, or give us a call at 412-655-8411.
PA 1565.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us.
Dial #law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Hello, this is Lester Botkin, Chief Investment Officer of Botkin Family Wealth Management. One of my favorite clients, I'll call her Sue, has a work ethic that blows me away. She continues to love what she does, and she's been incredibly successful at earning and saving. Recently, Sue shared with me how proud she is of her daughter, who is doing a beautiful job raising 2 young children, but how she worries about them because it's so tough for young people to afford to buy a home. Her daughter's growing family could use more space, but moving up just isn't in their budget. I asked Sue if she'd like to explore the impact of gifting her daughter money now to get the bigger house that she needed. Could I really do that, she asked. We determined that taking a withdrawal now for a substantial down payment on a new house would likely have no impact on her income strategy in retirement. Sue decided to do it, and the last time I saw her, she was glowing with happiness. Financial planning isn't a game to see who can die with the most. It's about getting maximum fulfillment from your money during your life. Find out more at botkinfamilywealth.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC.
Doug Oster tells you how to keep it green. The Organic Gardener is on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
I'm joined this morning by Rhonda Kaiser. She's the author of The Vintage Farmhouse Garden, a book I really enjoyed looking at. She studied interior design. She loves flower design, is a master gardener. And welcome to the show, Rhonda. How are you this morning?
I am well. Thank you so much for having me on your show. I appreciate it.
Tell me how the book started.
Ooh, really good question. So actually, my love of gardening started when I was a small child. And I had grandparents that lived in rural areas. I am from Texas, by the way, Southeast Texas specifically, which, by the way, your listeners can find me on Southern Home and Farm. That is my social media handle on my website and on Instagram, Southern Home and Farm. So please pop over and give you a follow if you enjoy what you're listening to today. But love of gardening started as a small child and just grew up with me. When I was in college, I started with a small little herb box my then boyfriend, future husband, built for me, and spent the summers and spring breaks at his grandmother's farm in a little town called Bishop, Texas. And she was a florist, and I just enjoyed, she just kind of sprouted my love of gardening and floral design, so to speak. Went on to become a florist from there. And when my daughter went off to college many, many years later, I just started to start my Instagram. And I thought, we had a farm and I enjoyed gardening. I thought, I'm just going to show what I love to others and hopefully they'll enjoy it. And it's blossomed to about 177,000 followers all across the USA and across the world as well. So I'm really proud of that. And from that, my book blossomed. I would document my garden seasonally. Just to give you a quick blurb of what I'm about. I enjoy inspiring others to use their garden and incorporate it into a warm and inviting space. And I like to entertain outside, so I will do seasonal decorating as well. And I like to infuse vintage finds in that. So that's a little bit about what I do on my Instagram, why people enjoy following me. But the book was just a natural flow from all of that because I would document my progression from what we were doing on the farm to the growth of my garden. We added a silo that's vintage from the 1890s. We got transported all the way from Mount Sterling, Illinois, all the way down to Texas and then reinstalled it. It was on a working farm in Illinois. So I'm always forever showing projects that we're doing around the farm. And from that, the book blossomed. That's kind of where it came from.
So like with the silo, is that what you mean by a farmhouse garden? Because when I saw that in the book, man, I thought that was pretty cool.
Super cool. And I don't know if you had a chance also, let me just interject this real quick, to see the lighting structure that's in the center of the silo. So that diameter, if you look at my book, which by the way, my book is entitled The Vintage Farmhouse Garden by Rhonda Kaiser. So if you're able to get your hands on that, if you look in there, I do have a photograph of the interior lighting structure in the silo. That is everything I like to do is vintage. If I can get my hands on vintage over modern, that's how I roll. That's what I'm all about. It is a vintage hog feeder ring. And I had my electrician down here create a chandelier effect out of pipes. And that vintage hog feeder ring is the chandelier in the center of my silo. So it's really cool. So check that out in my book if you haven't had an opportunity. It's really
good. I wanted to talk about lighting because in the book, it's something that really kind of opened my eyes up. Like, I should have nice lighting out in the vegetable garden. I should have lighting hanging from the trees. Discuss that in the book because I thought that was a really interesting aspect of the book.
And thank you so much. There's so much. I mean, of course, we enjoy our garden during the day, right? But I like to enjoy it all hours of the day. So I'm all about creating like a warmly lit space. Again, I do a lot of outdoor entertaining. And I want to enhance the ambiance and mood, right? So you do that through lighting, and there's a lot of different lighting techniques, and whether it be ambient lighting, lighting above. So I have a chapter entitled "A Well-Lit Space" in the book. I go through and show you photography where in the silo I have created a warmly lit effect through cascade lights that are around the outdoor paneling of the silo. I have a table that entertains. When I say ambient light, we're talking like the small votives, the candles that you have on a table. I also have bistro lighting that stems all the way around the garden. And that's just the overhead lighting to give it, again, a very soft, warm glow. And then my favorite lighting that we added last year were these large grapevine walls. I think the largest one's like 30 inches in diameter, and I think they go down to like 10 or 12. And they're all tightly lit or wrapped, with lights. And I have them hanging in different levels under a huge old oak tree. And it's just a warm and inviting space. And it just makes you want to peruse the garden. And also, obviously, if you have lighting down on the ground, that's more of a safety purpose, right? So there's all these kind of ways you can light the garden so you can enjoy it at night as well as during the day.
We're talking to Rhonda Kaiser. She's the author of The Vintage Farmhouse Garden. And Rhonda, let's talk about your planters, because those are also awesome too. And again, much of it is like vintage and reused, which is right down my alley. I love doing that. And you've got some interesting stuff that you've used as containers around the garden.
I have. Two of my favorites are a vintage Ringer washing machines. And I believe I've dated them back to the 40s. One of them actually still works. I cannot believe it has the cord. It still works. But I'm super excited about it. And it's, the kind that you would put, for those who might remember, you put the clothing through the, I don't know what you call the structure, and you wring it through, pull it through, and then you wash your clothes in the center of the large ceramic bowl. But I've used those, and I have one place in the garden where I use it for succulents. So keep in mind, I'm down here in Texas. I know that's a little bit different in climate, but still basic principles apply, right? But for my planting purposes, succulents work well for me where I'm located. So I use that as a succulent garden. And in another area, I have another washing machine that houses all my beautiful ferns under another oak tree. It just creates a wonderful little, kind of like a little present as you're kind of perusing and walking through the garden. You see these fun little objects that you wouldn't ordinarily think to use as planters. But I encourage your listeners, when you're out vintage picking, going to look for antiques, it's so fun to find things that you can use as planters. I mean, it's endless. I've also used the railing of bed rails to create quote unquote flower beds, right? An old-timey flower bed. I've also used the back iron headboard of a bed, and then I had my husband create a bench for me. So the backing of the sofa, so to speak, in the garden where you sit, that's the headboard of the old bed frame, and then we use cedar planks for seating. So it's all about just finding different ways to repurpose items.
We're talking to Rhonda Kaiser. She's the author of The Vintage Farmhouse Garden. And when we come back, I want to talk about flowers. I want to talk about art. I want to talk about something called a vision gallery and a little bit more about all the reusing and repurposing of stuff in the garden. Stay tuned.
Julian Gray Associates has the most certified elder law attorneys of any law firm in the nation, right here in Pittsburgh. They also have experienced social workers so that you can prepare a plan to age with dignity that you can afford. Visit grayelderlaw.com.
Make 380 Auction of Murraysville your next stop for name brand furniture. Stop in and compare their quality and pricing. 380 Auction has name brand furniture for less. Before you buy, shop 380 and save on your next furniture purchase. 380 Auction is open Tuesday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Sunday noon to 5 p.m., or call 724-339-3132.
That's 724-339-3132 or log on to shop380.com and save.
Pittsburgh is on the clock. Our comprehensive draft coverage is powered by Bowser Chevrolet. It's more than just the players. It's the vibe of the city. Where to go? What to do? We have you covered. It's presented by Target Freight Management and brought to you by your local AAA travel office and by Groundworks, formerly Baker's Waterproofing. On the voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 31 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 7:30. I'm Rob Taylor. One man is dead following an officer-involved shooting. It happened in Heidelberg just after midnight. Police say a man was threatening to harm themselves inside of a home on Washington Street. Police arrived. That's where they found the man outside the home with a knife. Police then say the man disobeyed orders to drop the knife, and he allegedly charged towards the officers. It's when a Scott Township police officer shot the man multiple times. The man later died at the hospital. Allegheny County Police are leading the investigation. Police in Mobile, Alabama say 2 are dead after an Amtrak train hit a car. Here's WKRG-TV's Chad Petrie.
Cody Wesley was traveling on board with her husband for a birthday trip to New Orleans. She says the trip started smoothly out of Mobile first thing Saturday morning.
Minutes later, we had a large jolt. After the jolt, the train slowly came to a halt.
A sad start to a trip that was supposed to be a fun few days.
My thoughts and prayers go out to all the families involved.
Baseball world still mourning the death of Bill Mazeroski. He was 89 years old, of course, best known for hitting that walk-off home run in Game 7 of the 60 World Series for the Pirates over the Yankees and being an excellent defensive second baseman with 8 Gold Gloves. Bob Brill, who now writes a blog called Baseball in the 1960s and grew up in the Pittsburgh area, met Mazeroski several times and remembers how humble he was.
You saw in his Hall of Fame speech, which was the shortest Hall of Fame speech on record, he just broke down in tears. He said, I thought when the Pirates retired my number, that would be the greatest thing ever. And now he's in the Hall of Fame.
No cause of death has been revealed at this time. KDKA Sports, U.S. and Canada vying for the gold in hockey. And the puck drops at 8:10. Sidney Crosby will not play for Team Canada. KDKA Radio News Time is 7:32. We have the AccuWeather forecast next.
Larry Richard for CertaPro Painters. I've been a customer for over a decade. Why? Because the professional work CertaPro Painters does protects your home, quality paint, worry-free process, free estimates. That's why I've relied on CertaPro Painters. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here in our community. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
When was the last time you watched your home movies?
Disasters strike unexpectedly. Every year, American families lose the one thing they'd run back into a burning building for: their family's memories. Hi, I'm Nick.
And I'm Adam. We started Legacy Box to help save your family's most important recorded moments so you don't have to worry.
Load Legacy Box with your old movies, film reels, and shoeboxes of photos.
We work our digitizing magic, converting those memories right to the cloud so they're safe and accessible forever.
It's fast, we always send your originals back, and it's done right here in the USA.
Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box. Better Homes and Garden, Real Simple, and Inc. Magazine are all talking about Legacy Box.
New York Times columnist David Pogue says, "Have them digitized. I wish I'd done it sooner." Take action. Save your family's memories today with Legacy Box.
Go to legacybox.com/value to get an incredible 50% off your Legacy Box. That's legacybox.com/value for 50% off while supplies last. legacybox.com/value.
What could be better than walking into our greenhouse with lush plants, gardening supplies, and a beautiful rack of seeds? Hi, this is Randy Sorgel of Sorgels in Wexford, and if you're looking for something to do, Sorgels is the place to go. There's so much to do. Visit our market for fresh fruit and vegetables, our bakery for a delicious pie, our deli, our gluten-free store with over 2,000 gluten-free items. Browse our gift barn, and our home accents area is absolutely breathtaking. And did you know that we now sell high-quality baby clothing? If you have kids or grandkids, you are missing out by not taking a look. Arsenal Cider's tasting room is open Wednesday through Sunday, and of course, Arrowhead Wine Shop is open every day. Visit us today. There are no crowds, and we especially want to thank you, our customers, for supporting our family, and a shout out to Mary, one of our special longtime customers. Check out the website, sorgels.com, for our information on our essential food program, and look for updates about our free pruning demonstration early March. Sorgels, 724-935-2090.
Honey, I found the perfect place for my parents and us.
Where?
St. Barnabas. For us, the Woodlands Carriage Home Community. And for my parents, condominium-style living at the Village. My folks will love the Village. There's an indoor mall with shops, restaurants, and more. And we can relax, knowing they're safe and secure.
That's what I plan to do when we move to St. Barnabas. Relax.
Call 724-444-5568 or visit stbarnabascommunities.com.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line.
But my throat has officially thrown in the towel. Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Today brings a cloudy and cooler day with occasional snow and a high of 35. The snow and flurries continue for tonight as slick spots develop with a low of 28, leading to an increasingly windy day for tomorrow with a couple more snow showers. Expect 1 to 3 inches of total snow with a high of 32, then still cloudy Tuesday, high 33. For AccuWeather, I'm LaTroy Thornton, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All right, it is chilly now over the weekend. Monday, I'll be back in a little bit late start. We got warm weather baseball down in Florida. So catch me Monday after Pirate Baseball all the way till 6 o'clock. Colin Dunlap, KDK.
All right, let's make it the 10th caller, and we'll get back to Doug and his guest. That 10th caller at 412-922-1020 wins a $25 gift certificate to Janoski's. Doug?
We're back with Rhonda Kaiser, author of The Vintage Farmhouse Garden. And Rhonda, how many pictures of this big, beautiful rose arch do you think you have in your book?
Oh, in the book? Okay, personally, probably thousands. I just adore it. In the book, very good question. I have many. Probably at one of the first pages in the book, I believe it's on page 10 and 11, because it's a full-page spread. I have the most gorgeous rose arch where you enter my garden, and it is a Peggy Martin rose arch, climbing rose arch. If you are not familiar with the story behind Peggy Martin, first of all, let me ask you, are you familiar with that story?
I just know it from the book, so go ahead and tell people.
Okay, so for those who aren't aware, that rose was brought to market by I believe a couple of gentlemen. One of them was Dr. William Welch, whom I had the privilege of studying under as a graduate of Texas A&M University. I went back and studied landscape design. I had the privilege of learning under his tutelage. And he was discussing favorite roses, and one that he brought to market was the Peggy Martin rose. It is also called the Gem of the South. It was, I believe, one of two plants they brought to market because when we had the unfortunate Hurricane Katrina, and New Orleans, if you recall, was underwater, I believe, for a couple of weeks. When all the water subsided, in particular, Dr. Welch was friendly with a woman named Peggy Martin. And he was at her home, and they were discussing this, and it's to my understanding that she gave him a clipping because when all the water subsided, that rose stayed alive. It stayed alive under that seawater and, not the best situations for 2 weeks. And when it subsided, it was still alive. So he brought a cutting back and ultimately brought it to market. And I hope I told that story correctly. Forgive me if a few details were missing there, but that is my understanding. And so long story short, you can now find it anywhere. I highly recommend my friends, if you ever have an opportunity to visit down here in Texas, the Antique Rose Emporium. They have wonderful, wonderful vintage roses, and I encourage you to look that one up. I believe, I don't know the gardening zones offhand, but I believe it would be appropriate for your area. What is your gardening zone? Forgive me.
We're 6.
Okay. And my apology, because I'm used to southern gardening. I'm in 9A, so of course I have a much warmer climate, right? But I do know it's easy to grow in our southern climate. But I encourage you to look into that. It's a beautiful rose. It blooms beautiful pink blossoms in both spring and fall, most prolifically in the spring.
So if we're thinking about a farmhouse garden, let's start with some planning. How if I wanted to create something called a farmhouse garden, how would I start?
Awesome question. So I have visited many gardens through my years love of gardening, and I've honestly I didn't look to reinvent the wheel. I just picked items that I loved and saw how people did it, and I just kind of tweaked it the way I wanted to. So we're fortunate enough to have a farmhouse on the property, and as well we've added the silo. I do have a greenhouse, which in the book you'll see, I personally stenciled the floor of it to create that kind of warm cottage kind of feel. And I have a tool shed, and all of those structures mirror each other in style and color. I'm just about to build a new office storage structure. We're going to hopefully start here in the next 2 weeks. So that'll be another project where you'll see on the farm going on if you give me a follow at Southern Home and Farm. But to me, it's all about that kind of farmhouse feel. So those structures are definitely a part of creating that. Obviously, I recognize we don't all have silos or have the space to do that, right? So I just invite anyone all the way, and I talk about this in my book as well. It's a little bit of a beginning gardening instruction, but it's mostly what I want people to get out of this is inspiration, right? So whether you live in an apartment on a homestead tract or you have acreage, I mean, you can garden anywhere, right? So I love to infuse like cottage garden, which you feel kind of a little bit more flowy, more open, not as structured plantings. I love things that trail, that kind of go over the edges and not so perfect, like perhaps like you think of maybe in an English garden or in Europe. So it's a much more relaxed feel to it. And of course, it's differing in our areas, of course, but I use seasonal plantings, the flowers, to punch it up. I love herbs. I have 6 different beds within my garden, and one of them is always devoted to herbs. And of course, always, because tomatoes and peppers do wonderfully down here, so I always have those kind of devoted to that. And I love to create, when you say cottage, I like the arbors, like the Peggy Martin Rose Arch. Just that feel. I have vintage antique gates that I leave them open, that when you enter my garden, you already have that warm kind of vintage feel when you peruse the garden. And I do have a water feature in there that's a petrified wood fountain, and I love it because it's very aesthetically, not only is it pleasing to the ear, it's great for pollinators, attracting pollinators, and also being this petrified wood, it's environmentally friendly, right? So I always love to incorporate things like that, as well as like, the bench with that we spoke about earlier with the bed frame on the back. So it's all about incorporating different things to make that garden feel nice and homey, not just a place where you can go pick your herbs and leave. You want to stay and enjoy, right? You worked really hard in that garden, so let's stay and enjoy it. That's kind of what I'd like to.
When you wrote The Vintage Farmhouse Garden, what did you hope that readers would get out of the book?
100% inspiration. 100%. So like I said, I do have, it's mainly technically, when I speak of the gardening, it's mainly probably in, like in chapter 1, I talk about, how to design your space and, kind of turn your vision into reality. So a lot of that is technical based, but it's more for beginner gardeners. However, I will say all the way up to master gardeners, you will get inspiration from this book 100%, because I take you through every single season. And again, how to incorporate that space so it's warm, inviting. You can turn it into entertaining. You can enjoy it during the day. You can enjoy it during night. How do you do it? How do you, again, we talked about vintage finds, how to create those little fun pieces of art throughout the garden as you're perusing. Again, I think of my garden as an extension of my indoor space. I don't look at it as 2 separate spaces, right? that is an extension of my living space, because I'll be honest with you, I'm outside far more than I'm inside. So I live in my garden, so to speak. You can find me many a days sitting inside my greenhouse on an iron stool that I have in there, because I just enjoy it so much. So it's all about just how to enjoy that space and how to find and create things you want to be there. And again, an extension of your living space.
Rhonda Kaiser is the author of The Vintage Farmhouse Garden. Rhonda, tell us again, what's the best way to reach you?
2 ways, either on the web at Southern Home and Farm. You can email me there, or you can send me a DM on Instagram at Southern Home and Farm. Please give me a follow if you enjoyed what we discussed today. I'm the only one who handles both of those accounts, so if you give me a message, I will personally respond to you.
And all that information will also be at DougOster.com. Rhonda Kaiser, author of The Vintage Farmhouse Garden, thank you so much for coming on. I love your book.
Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. It's been my pleasure.
When you need to know, depend on the news leader. At home, in your car, or at work. The voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM, AM 1020, and KDKA-radio.com.
So winter has come back, so you need a little comfort. Well, they'll be opening up at 8 a.m. in just minutes, and they're all about comfort at Janoski's in Clinton. Their homemade sauerkraut. Wouldn't that go great for a Sunday dinner? Only $5 a quart in the farm market. And here's something that you just don't see anywhere. Great opportunities on things like number 2 apples, available for just $8. These are half bushels. So many savings, so much deliciousness awaiting you. Today at 8 o'clock, Janoski's in Clinton.
Why does it matter to members that Aetna was named a Best Medicare Advantage company by U.S. News & World Report? Because they chose a plan that gives them real support, real people, and real care. We show up on calls with members and doctors' offices when needed. We show up with access to convenient care options and coverage that fits everyday life. We don't show up for awards. We show up for you. And showing up for you is how healthier happens together.
News Radio, KDKA, Sports.
Sports brought to you by Coons Market with 8 locations to serve you, a Pittsburgh tradition. It is Team USA and Team Canada going for the gold at a little after 8 Eastern and 2 o'clock Italy time. And word is that Sidney Crosby is out for Team Canada. Hall of Famer Bill Mazeroski, 7-time All-Star who hit the greatest home run in baseball history, passed away at the age of 89. More of a tribute today with the PG's Jason Mackey and former big league pitcher and scout Bruce Tanner, our tribute on the Coons Market Black and Gold Sunday show. Minnesota Vikings wide receiver Rondell Moore died Saturday in southern Indiana. The team made the announcement he was 25 years old. New Albany Police Chief Todd Bailey told reporters he was found in a garage with a gunshot wound suspected to be self-inflicted. Pitt lost in college basketball to Notre Dame 73-68. And Jacob Bridgman at 19 under, 6 shots ahead of Rory McIlroy heading into the final round of the Genesis Invitational. More sports at 937thefan.com.
Been 30 time, would have been 30, no, would have been 30, being 30, been 29. If that'll help, been 29,000.
Get ready to bid on the equipment you need in the Ritchie Brothers Northeast Regional event on March 25th and 26th. Inventory is housed at locations in Pittsburgh, Northeast Maryland, and North Franklin, Connecticut with in-person inspections available. Bid on a wide selection of construction and transportation equipment. Don't miss this great opportunity. Visit rbauction.com/Pittsburgh to sign up. Again, that's rbauction.com/Pittsburgh.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
Doug Oster tells you how to keep it green. The Organic Gardener is on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right. Again, number to dial if you want to get a gardening question in here before the top of the hour. It is very simple, 866-391-1020. And I told Doug moments ago, I had to double check, so I use him as my Google, my AI. And it has been since 1980, since Team USA won a gold medal in hockey. That's amazing.
Yeah,
and
that's exciting.
That was the Miracle on Ice.
Yep.
Wow, crazy.
Yep. Should be a good game. You can join me today at 2 o'clock. I will be at the AHN Montour Sports Complex for the Montour Home Show. Its admission is free. I'm going to be giving a little talk and then giving away lots of seeds. I've got, a ton of seeds. When I talked about this morning at the top of the show, but I didn't add my little talk about balsam. So balsam is one of the seeds I'm giving away today, and it's one of the easiest things to grow, but it has become kind of, not popular to grow anymore. And it's from the impatient family, and it's just super easy to grow, and then it will self-sow. It will just come up where it wants to, and just a very easy thing to grow. But I've got poppies, arugula, cucumber seeds, mustard, mizuna, parsley, dill, lots of other stuff, and 3 rare tomato seeds, purple calabash, Adam's Peak from Sri Lanka, which I have known nothing about the tomato, but that's what makes it exciting, pink ponderosa tomato seeds. So come out and see me today, 2 o'clock. It's free to come to the home show, and it's at the AHN Montour Sports Complex. We're going to have a lot of fun. I'm glad that we're started up on the different home shows. Next week, I'll be in the South Hills. We'll talk about that. And one of the things that I'm doing this time of the year is taking cuttings of my forsythia. I love forcing forsythia to bloom, and it's so easy. You just go out and take little snippings of your forsythia, stick them in a vase, and in a week or so, they're going to bloom. And it's just a little look at spring a little earlier, and it was so nice during that thaw where the snowdrops were blooming. And I tell the story all the time about my special snowdrops, but just to see them in full bloom and seeing the honeybees come to them. And so I had 2 guys that used to come and see me talk all the time, Len and Al from the Rock Garden Society, and they were expert gardeners, and we became friends. Al and I actually fished together a few times. I was showing him some places to fish, and he caught a lot of fish, too. It was fun. And those guys, I just would ask them, why are you coming to see me talk? You see it all the time. You guys are expert gardeners. It's like, nah. We always learn something about you when you're talking. And I was at Sorgel's, and I was talking about snowdrops and saying how much I love them. And Len said he was growing this unique variety called Wasp, and he said he'd send me some when the time is right, and he did. And I planted them, and like 6 months later, both Len and Al passed away. And so now when those bloom, those are my memory of Len and Al. It's my little garden secret. Nobody else really knows except the people like I tell here. I tell it on Facebook, but it's also the ephemeral nature of gardening. Someday those white flowers are going to be coming up, but no one's going to know the story. And so it's one of the reasons that we plant things, memories like that. Ready to go to the phones, Rob?
We are. It's our good friend Kathy in Imperial. Hey, Kathy, good morning. Welcome to KDKA.
Good morning. Hey, Doug, I got a bunch of flowers on Valentine's Day. One of them was a tulips in a pot, and they're gorgeous, but what do I do with them? Like, do I let them die, save the bulbs? Like, I don't know what to do with them. Can I plant them?
Yeah, you can plant them. They'll have about a 50-50 chance of coming back just because of the way they grew. But they're, why not? And you have to wait. You have to wait a little bit. And so what you're going to do is you're going to let that foliage dry out and turn brown, and the bulb itself will kind of go dormant. The foliage is what feeds the bulb, and so you have to let that die down, turn yellow, and that's the energy from the foliage going into the bulb. And so you'll do that while it's on the windowsill, and then when we get to April, maybe a little earlier. You just got to make sure that the soil's not too wet. And so to do that, I say all the time, if the soil sticks to the shovel when you turn it over, it's too wet. And so we just wait until we can get them in, and then you'll plant them like you would plant any other normal tulip bulb. If the foliage is still attached, I would leave it on there for as long as possible and plant them with the foliage on there. Then cross your fingers, say your prayers, and hopefully next year you'll get some tulip blooms. Actually, things like daffodils and crocus, when you get those as gifts, those do a little better at transplanting. But again, there's no harm in trying, and there's a good shot that, I think I said 50-50, that they'll bloom again for you next year. Now, tulips in general, though, they're not that perennial, really. They'll go for a couple years nowadays, and that's usually about it. So just be aware of that and give it a try. Why not?
Okay. Well, thank you, because I didn't know what to do with them. But
All right,
I'm going to try it.
Good luck. If they bloom again next spring, give us a call back. That would be great to hear.
All right, so I'll see you later at Montour.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you out there, Rob. What time are you going to be there?
About 1:30.
I'll be there 1:32. So if you want to come a little earlier and get a look at Rob Pratt, a Rob Pratt sighting, that would be awesome. We're going to make a little video together. Be a lot of fun. It'll be your 10th or 15th video of the day?
Listen, I've been so busy. I actually thought we were in the 6 a.m. hour, and it's already 5 to 8, so I'm losing track of time.
Next week, my guest is Terry Spate. She's the author of Black Flora, and next week I will be at the South Hills Home and Garden Show. We'll talk about that next week.
I'll be there too, but also Andy will be there, but it's Andy's birthday today, Andy Amrine. So happy birthday, Andy.
Happy birthday, friend. You couldn't find a nicer guy, more helpful, especially for a guy like me who doesn't know which side of a hammer to hold. I'm texting him all the time, always getting back to me. My snowblower's down there still. Actually, I got to pick it up. They did some work on it.
I'm just glad he had a left-handed hammer. I was looking for that.
Oh, yeah. Much better for somebody like you.
Oh, my goodness. And by the way, you know William Shatner, right?
Yeah.
94 years young. Speaking of planning and this and that, he has one request. When he dies, cremated, and on top of where his ashes are buried, he wants a tree planted. So the substance and his origin will live on for many, many years to come. And it's always new life and growing higher and higher and higher. Pretty cool.
Wonder what kind of tree.
I'm sure it's going to be one that's out of this world.
Oh, remember, organic gardeners, you make our world brighter and safer with each seed you sow and every garden you grow.
News next.
The Big K Morning Show with Larry Richards.
Sheldon Williams, your new City of Pittsburgh Public Safety Director.
Just really want your listeners to know that one of the benefits, I would say, and the opportunities that I have to serve in this capacity is bringing a variety of experiences that I have and perspectives to better serve the citizens of Pittsburgh.
Weekday mornings 5:30 to 10 on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
How about some fantastic February savings at Coons Market? Isn't that right, Frank Dentisi?
Right, Rob. In our meat department, individually quick frozen tilapia fillets, $3.49 a pound. In the produce department, extra large golden pineapples are $3.99 each. In our deli, battered walleye fillet strips are $13.99 a pound. And additional savings this week, selected varieties of Mrs. T pierogies, 12 to 16-ounce packages, 2 for $5.
Fantastic savings. Coons Market, a Pittsburgh tradition.
Happy holidays from D'Amelio's Heating and Cooling. D'Amelio's services heating, cooling, commercial refrigeration, and tap beer systems. D'Amelio's services all brands and provides 24-hour service. And D'Amelio's Heating and Cooling is a Carrier Factory certified dealer. D'Amelio's Incorporated is a family-owned Pennsylvania heating and air conditioner contractor invested in providing you with the finest strategies, heating and cooling systems at reasonable cost. D'Amelio's, 724-838-9360.
When it's time to replace your appliances, Lowe's has you covered. Get up to 40% off select major appliances. And members get more like free delivery, haul away, basic installation and parts, and a 2-year Lowe's protection plan when you spend $2,500 or more on select major appliances. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 2/25 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. Excludes Massachusetts, Maryland, Wisconsin, New Jersey, Florida. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Visit Lowe's.com/terms for details. Subject to change.
Oh,
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take DayQuil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the DayQuil.
Undo your flu symptoms with DayQuil Intense Flu. DayQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
DayQuil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh, W261AX Pittsburgh.
From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 32 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 8 o'clock. I'm Rob Taylor. Today marks 41 years since then 8-year-old Cherry Mahan disappeared after getting off a school bus near her Winfield Township, Butler County home. Matthew Glover is a reporter with the Butler Eagle. He joined KDKA Radio's Rob Pratt this morning, discussed how there's renewed interest in the case, largely thanks to a private investigator, Steve Ridge.
And one of the other things that he's brought is a lot of attention with a $100,000 award that he offered at a news conference in 2025. And so that has brought a lot of renewed attention to the case. Some people that have thought maybe they didn't have any, or maybe they don't have anything to say, but maybe now that that reward has come up, that gives them a little more motivation to come out and speak if they had seen or heard anything about the case.
A group known as Cherry's Angels have made a push to help solve the case. A man is dead following an officer-involved shooting in Heidelberg. Police say a man was threatening to harm themselves inside a home on Washington Street just after midnight, and when police arrived, they found the man outside the home with a knife. Police then say the man disobeyed orders to drop the knife, and he allegedly charged towards the officers. A Scott Township police officer then shot the man multiple times. The man later died at the hospital. Allegheny County Police are leading that investigation. Police are also investigating after a 69-year-old man was found dead inside a Butler home. James Hoover was found dead inside a home in a 400 block of Miller Avenue around 4 o'clock Saturday afternoon. Police have called Hoover's death a homicide. State police later said a 37-year-old man believed to be the suspect has been apprehended. Suspect's name has not been released. Well, Jeanette native Jasmine Jones is bringing home the bronze medal. 29-year-old Hempfield Area High School graduate and her teammate, Kelly Humphreys, competed in the women's bobsled at the Winter Olympic Games and came in at third place on Saturday during the two-day competition. Jones was the brakeman. Humphreys was the pilot. Jones rejoiced in Cortina, Italy, with her husband, daughter, and mother. And speaking of the Winter Olympics, just a few minutes away from what everybody's talking about, USA versus Canada for the gold in men's hockey. That puck drop around 8:10, just about 8 minutes from now. Sidney Crosby, by the way, will not play, ruled out for Team Canada. KDKA Radio News Time is 8:02. The AccuWeather forecast coming up.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois.
When you're handling an estate or an inherited home, the decisions can feel overwhelming. At Homebuyers of Pittsburgh, we help families through this every single week. We make a quick, fair cash offer on the home, coordinate any cleanouts, help you through the process, and will buy it in its current condition. No pressure, no surprises. Visit homebuyersoftpittsburgh.com or call 412-500-9057 for help selling today. That's 500-9057 for help selling today.
Homebuyers of Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's local trusted homebuyer since 2015.
Here's a tale of Linda trying to lose weight, but the med prices she found were all over the place.
Hidden fees and markups made her jaw drop low. Then she found Good RX. Now she's in the know.
GLP-1 subscriptions FDA approved.
With clear upfront pricing.
And same-day pickup.
That's Good RX, the no-nonsense way. Save time and money on prescriptions.
Get to goodrx.com/weight loss. GoodRx is not insurance.
Ah, the most beautiful time of year is upon us. Tax season. And Tax Slayer is here to help you file. We guarantee 100% accuracy and your maximum refund. Those are some good numbers. And you can trust me, because I'm a talking calculator. Did I mention Tax Slayer even has support from real US-based humans? If you have any questions along the way, beat the rush and start for free today. Tax Slayer. File fearlessly.
I'm Ultima Morgan. Morgan & Morgan isn't just an injury firm. It's our family's life work. It's my husband, it's my sons, it's me. When we take a case, we see a family just like ours. $30 billion recovered is something I'm proud of. But what I'm really proud of are the families we stood beside. It's an honor to fight for you when you need our support the most. Morgan & Morgan, for the people and your family.
Morgan & Morgan, 603 Stanwyck Street, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania lawyer will handle Pennsylvania cases. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred roofing replacement contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Today looks colder with snow continuing at times. Expect mainly wet roads with a high of 35. But for tonight, the snow and flurries continue at times with a low of 28. Tomorrow brings more clouds and a couple more snow showers with storm total snowfall of 1 to 3 inches, high 32. Then still cloudy Tuesday, high 33. For AccuWeather, I'm LaTroy Thornton, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The following program is paid for by Coons Quality Market. This is the Coons Cooking Hour. The crew from Coons Market are here. It's the great food you grew up with and the recipes that make Pittsburgh someplace special.
Listen, most listened to show I'm telling you that I am a part of, no matter where I go. What's cooking on the Coons Cooking Hour? I got our buddy Chuck, the UPS driver, already sending me beautiful pictures of some succulent meatballs, pasta. We're going to be talking about it today. Doug comes into the studio. First thing out of his mouth, I want to thank you for last week talking about grandmother's spaghetti sauce. My wife decided to make it, and boy, did it smell so good. So being that we're going to be in that frame of mind today, I thought it would be a great idea because of what Doug said, talking pasta recipes. How about you in the audience actually dust off some of those grandmothers, those Nana recipes? We'd love to hear and how you have carried it on into your home, whether it is rolling the meatballs, making the pasta, or stirring the sauce. Number to dial, 866-391-1020. And some lucky listener at the end of the hour, and your grandmother would be so proud, will win a $25 gift certificate from Coons Market. So that's the number to dial. Call us with those recipes. Pasta is on our mind today, but especially your grandmother's recipe. 866-391-1020. And you know, you're not there yet, but you realize you've been doing this show a long time, Frank, when I could be the grandparent involved in one of those recipes. But I do still think about my grandmother Marie's recipes that I'm sure my sisters are still using to this day. So there's something to be said about handing down a recipe from one generation to the next. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Yeah, I still use, we put together a while ago, both my sisters worked on it, was putting together a recipe book of my mom and my Nana's recipes that we had, and some other favorites that my dad liked and all that too. And that's my go-to. Even some of the recipes that I didn't like, just because I don't like that type, I just adjust from that recipe into the way I would like it. So even using them as a basis to be able to do that. Like on my meatballs, I follow my mom's recipe, except that I add some milk into it, and what that ends up doing, it gives it a softer it doesn't dry out as much as a regular meatball. Sometimes they get a little bit dry. So if we put the milk in, now I can use a leaner. I can go up to 85 or even 90% lean or ground sirloin, and with that milk, it keeps it from drying out on the middle because that milk adds that fat that it needs back in there, whole milk, or you can use a half and half or something like that. But I usually just use the whole milk. But making those adjustments, because once they're gone, they're gone. You don't get those recipes now; they're not coming back. And even when they have just a little bit in your hand, those are harder to do from that. Well, try a little bit in your hand and just keep adjusting it and then measure it out and see what it is. And then you'll have the exact amount. Even the times in the oven, everyone's oven's different. Everyone's cooktop's different. Like I switched from when we moved from gas to electric, and that, I'm still playing around with it, trying to, what works the best and what temperature and which actual burner to use, what one works the best for me. And the oven's always cooking, I don't know, take 5-10 minutes off sometimes, and then you'll get it right. It's just those little bit of adjustments. But, today talking about pasta recipes, that's probably one of the most handed down recipes out there, especially in Italians. And we're not talking just, spaghetti and meatballs, but going into the noodles, a lot of the egg noodles that are out there, a lot of the ramen noodles. So you're hitting a lot of ethnic backgrounds on all of these that, pastas in some shape or form in every culture.
Well, here's the thing, and we've got Team USA and Team Italy getting ready to drop the puck in any minute. The history of pasta, everybody connects to Italy, but it was Marco Polo who brought the recipe and the idea for pasta from China. So there you go.
Well, let's give a little of an Olympic thing here. So we're talking hockey. So you go to Detroit or you go to Nashville.
My meatballs look like hockey pucks.
Well, you go to Nashville, you go to Detroit, and they throw octopus or catfish on the ice. So when we play Italy, if they're going to throw something on the ice, it's going to be a big giant meatball.
Why not?
Why not?
You can mold it to make it look like a hockey puck. But honestly, with all the great sauces that you have, and I spend a lot of time at the stores, and I'm going to tell you something Frank and I are going to be doing this week and next week at Banksville and Ferguson, something I did this Friday on my own at Hopewell, and we went live for an entire hour on my Facebook page, and the line never stopped. And this was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's just amazing. So Frank and I are going to do the same thing, Banksville this Friday, then Ferguson next week, and we're going to get to the fish in a moment. But with all the different sauces, and I'm in the sauce pasta aisle all the time, you might want to add a few ingredients that grandmother made. But I don't think in any department in your grocery stores, any of them, that you can't find a flavor to enjoy in the way of sauce, because there are more brands, more type of sauce. You've got the meat sauce, you've got the vodka sauce, all kinds of sauces to choose from. We talk Gia Russo, obviously, all the time, got a special connection there. But that's just one of many, Frank.
Yeah, it's all your preference. So we give a pretty wide selection. And when we find a good sauce, we make sure we have a nice display of it. Like we find, Mids is one of my favorites. If I'm going to go to a jar sauce, it's going to be Mids. And we've really expanded that to, from what I've seen, the most in Pittsburgh. And the amount of variety that's out there, because it's a good, reliable sauce. Like when you pick that up, it's going to be a good sauce. You don't have to really doctor that. But again, you can go to your Ragus, your Pregos, and you take those and they're good. And they also make your adjustments. Or you can pick up an Alfredo like that. Sometimes even though Alfredo is pretty simple to make, it's hard to make for some people because you burn things or you just don't get the temperatures right, and things separate. So buying that jar sometimes helps doing that. But it really is your preference. In my sauce, I can use fresh tomatoes, but the canned tomatoes work out perfect. But I'm very particular on them, so I go to the Di Fratelli. And the only reason I go to Contadina or Red Pack on the paste, usually Contadina, is because Di Fratelli doesn't make that. They don't have a paste, at least available to us. And those cans of Di Fratellis have a lining on them that protects from the acidity of the tomatoes, taking any type of flavor off from the can. The lining they put in there, and you'll notice if you look at them, they're white. And that protects that from getting that flavor to it. Maybe it's in my head, but I've tasted other ones, and the Di Fratelli is the one that I go to. A lot of people use Parmesan cheese in their meatballs and on top of their sauce because that's what they're told to use. I use Romano. It's a little bit lighter flavor. It melts a little bit into the sauce because it's not as dried out. It doesn't age as long as the Parmesan, so it's a softer cheese, and so it kind of melts into the flavor a little better than what a Parmesan would do. A Parmesan is going to stay a little more whole in the meatballs. If you like that and have have that drier, nuttier. I know they say nuttier flavor, but it really does have like a nuttier flavor to that Parmesan. If that's what your preference is, it is. The Romano, that's what I grew up on, and I like, I go to that flavor. But again, if I'm looking for something else or a little bit different, sometimes I go to Asiago because it's aged even less, but still has that nice flavor to it. So, everything's really to what you like.
All right, what we're going to do is take a break. We're going to come back on the other side. Again, we're talking pasta recipes, and we're asking you a little added flavor. Your grandmother's favorite tips, tricks, and recipes when it comes to making of the sauce, the pasta, the meatballs, and more. 866-391-1020. We've got some lines available, and we'll draw some lucky listener's name at the end of the hour for a $25 gift certificate. Again, number to dial is 866-391-1020. This is the Coons Cooking Hour. It's Frank Dentisi in your Pratt Pack. You can see it and hear it stream live, kdkradio.com. Click on KDK Watch, Metropolitan Window video screen. Of course, on that Odyssey app, a free app, AUDACY. Download it and get it on your phone. And, of course, if you haven't, you need to subscribe to our YouTube channel here at KDK, so you can see everything happening in studio right now and always at KDKA 100.1 FM AM 1020. Pasta recipes. Your calls next on KDKA. Good morning.
Your source for the AccuWeather forecast. Hear it on News Radio KDKA.
Hello, this is Sarah Botkin of Botkin Family Wealth Management, where I work with my dad and brother. Lester is a chartered financial analyst, and Dad and I are certified financial planners. A favorite client said to me last year, "Someday I'd love to take my girls and their husbands on a family trip together." This was a physician who'd retired after 40 years, and I said to him, "Someday is now." I shared that my parents did the same for my brother and me when we were in our 20s, and the memories we created are priceless. I was so happy when my client and I met again this year, and he showed me pictures from the trip. We want you not just to survive, but to thrive in retirement, to understand what your wealth can do for you and for the people you love. Saving is an important part of a healthy financial plan, but so is enjoying what you've worked for. In retirement, someday is now. Find out how we help you get maximum fulfillment from your money at BotkinFamilyWealth.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC.
At PJ Fitzpatrick, you don't have to pick between affordability and quality. You can get American-made windows that are beautiful, affordable, and energy efficient. Plus, you can trust PJ Fitzpatrick with their 45 years of experience, thousands of 5-star reviews, and lifetime guarantee on materials and labor. You can have it all. Visit TrustPJ.com today for a free design consultation. That's TrustPJ.com.
Jen, I didn't know you shopped here. Hey, I'm hunting for something fresh for spring. Oh, girl, skip them all. Jewelry Television has the best spring looks right now. JTV, way ahead of you. Just hit up JTV.com yesterday, scored the cutest clover earrings, 2 tennis bracelets, and this gorgeous pearl ring.
Right now, new customers get $20 off any purchase of $99 or more at JTV.com.
Oh, and gold hoops and this turquoise bracelet. Just a couple things, huh? Maybe more than a couple.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy place, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy plates every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at KennyRoss.com.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
The diet can continue Monday. This is the Coons Cooking Hour on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, back with Frank Dentisi talking pasta recipes, meatball ravioli. Here he is, our buddy Chuck from Shaler. Chuck, mouthwatering good, my man. How are you?
I'm doing real good. Good morning, Rob. Good morning, Frank.
Morning. So, tell me.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Tell me about what you did.
I got creative on this one here. I just went shotgun. I said, let's just load it up. So what I did is I got 3 of the mini meatloaf pans, which is a bargain for $1. You can't beat those. So I made fresh garlic toast, put a little butter, a little garlic powder on it, grilled out, browned it up, put it in the bottom of the pan, and then I used, I had fried raviolis. I just fried them for about 2 minutes on each side because I wanted to make sure everything was cooked. Because it was hard for me to figure out how to make this on the grill without undercooking it and without burning it. And then zucchini and eggplant, I fried them up slightly, or grilled them slightly. I put a layer of ravioli, put a layer of sauce, put a layer of zucchini and eggplant on top. Then I made another layer. I put mushrooms, baby bella mushrooms, some ricotta cheese. I used vodka sauce. The vodka sauce really made a difference in this. And just cooked it for 40 minutes, about 250, and 20 minutes at 375. Oh, and I forgot the mini meatballs. Frank, those are so delicious, those mini meatballs you have.
Oh, yeah, we sell them both in the meat department and for resale.
Yeah,
yeah.
So I mixed some of the mini meatballs in there, and then the little baby mozzarella balls. I put them in there, and I tell you what, the flavors just all melted together, and just to have that garlic toast at the bottom, I was surprised. It came out better than I thought, because I don't make stuff like that, and I definitely don't make it on the grill.
Yeah, definitely. On the ravioli, did you boil those? I can't remember if you said you boiled them off or you grilled them.
I grilled them I put a little bit of olive oil on it, and I grilled them for about 2 minutes on each side.
Yeah.
I want to make sure it would cook right, but I didn't want to overcook. You know, raviolis, you can destroy them.
But yeah, they can blow out.
Or they'll be mush. Right. Yeah. No, they come out good.
No, I got to try that. I got to try with the grill. Yeah. I know I did when I did an eggplant parmesan, I did it on the grill. I grilled all the eggplant because I didn't bread it. I put them all in the grill, and I mean, boys, they come out good. And actually, some of the off flavors sometimes you get, because I grilled all the eggplant, then put the sauce. I did put it back. I layered it like lasagna, and then I did put it in the oven. But the hard part, because I just wanted to try to see if it can be done, and just brushing with olive oil, and I'm, doing that with the ravioli. I bet that would come out nice because you get a different flavor.
Yeah. Oh, it was real. No, I was really impressed. My wife liked it, so if she liked it, I didn't screw it up. So.
Imagine what you can do now when it's no longer snowing in a little bit here. It's a little cold outside still.
That don't stop me.
That's what's nice about today's grills.
Grilling and drinking beer is all year weather sport.
There you go. They can do it at a tailgate. You can do it at home.
That reminds me, my mother always drank a little wine for Sunday dinner as she was cooking. She'd take a couple of sips, Chuck, and then she'd pour a little bit in the sauce. So you can actually use that beer as an ingredient.
Oh, I use beer all the time, especially if I'm making like bratwurst or stuff like that. I always, even a pork roast, I'll put beer on there, give you different flavors. Yeah, absolutely. Keep some moisture in the pan. Oh, yeah.
But I'll tell you, some of these pictures you send me, I mean, that's like Better Home and Gardens. I mean, that's like the Food Network. That's some really good photo shopping, or unless you're just that good as far as taking pictures. But you got to save that stuff, man. You got to save all those pictures.
I just took that with my phone. That's all. I just put my phone on top of what I did,
It looks good. It looks good. Well, listen, have a great rest of your day, and you're getting into the home stretch, buddy.
Oh, yeah, it's getting closer than I think, Rob.
Well, listen, just make the most out of it, but get ready. I'm going to put you to work at Coons Market.
Okay, I want to be up in front with you, though.
All right,
when
man.
you retire, if I'm going to work at Coons, you're going to work at Coons with me, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's my happy place. Listen, you have a great day. Have a great day, man.
You too, guys. Thank you.
Have a good day.
All right, so what Frank and I are going to do, and I did this in Hopewell on Friday. I went on my own dime and went live for an hour with my friend Dale Brellock, and we talk sports, we talk food, we talk everything that's making news, business, economy, politics. So we went 1 hour. And Frank and I are going to do it this week at Banksville around 2 o'clock, and then the following week at Ferguson. Frank, I'm telling you right now, I thought 2 o'clock, I hope there's somebody there. Because, you want a little bit of an audience. They were literally
there for an hour. So you think about it, buses start dropping the kids off around 2:30. There's usually let-out time as the older kids as it goes down. And I know for us, our business picks up. It starts, it has a lull right after lunch, and around 2:15, you start seeing the sales pick back up. Some people are starting to it's starting to be that transition time, people finishing work and school being done, and then it gets busier as 2, 3, 4, 5. It gets busier and busier as people are home. So it's actually a good hour for us.
Well, here's the thing. I've always been there either at lunch or at dinner time. But I wanted to go live, and I said, hey, let's do this. I'd never done that before. I've done live stuff before, radio, TV, this, that, but never in a grocery store on a brand that is as big as Facebook that can be seen anywhere around the world that the great platform is. Frank, I tell you, I was there for a couple of hours, but the entire time we were shooting the video, nonstop transactions, and your people were moving people through there so swiftly and precisely. It was just poetry in motion. But this line, and if you know Hopewell, or in most stores, you got the deli, but the very first aisle is produce, which is, pretty far away from the deli in Hopewell. They were wrapped around the produce aisle. Literally, for the 2 hours I was there was no gaps in that line, and nobody was complaining. Everybody was getting their fish, their sides. It's a thing of beauty to watch.
Well, they know at the end they're getting fresh fish that was just fried, and they know what the good product is at the end. Some people bulk, oh my goodness, it's such a long wait. Honestly, the line goes pretty quick. And, and then we do put some in the grab-and-go hot case, too, that's right next to the hot food. So if you're just walking by, if you bypass where the line is, you'll see where it ends at the hot case. And right next to it, you'll see usually fish wrapped up in foil with a sandwich on top. And those are the ones you can just grab it and go. They don't hold. The reason why we don't do more of that is because it doesn't hold up as well. When you're adding heat to the bottom and you're still cooking the fish, you have to keep it, it has to keep moving out of there. It can't sit in there very long. But it does, you don't want to get anyone sick not keeping it warm either. So you gotta keep it warm. But we go through a lot of that too, because we also have employees that grab some for lunch, and put fillets out there as well, where we have a fillet, we'll take half a fillet and put it in a container. You can put it so you're not getting the whole piece of fish, but you have enough for a lunch. We keep a lot of things in mind when we do these things too. You can't just think of the customers that are coming in. We also have a store full of employees that come back for lunch, so we always try to keep things and people's budget and what they want to spend on lunch and between portions and all that. So,
okay,
it works out.
All right, let's get to a break. We'll come back. All right, Pat, economy, we're going to get to you, but we want to hear from you. Pasta, especially grandmother's recipes that have been handed down from one generation to the next. What makes them so unique? And we're also going to talk about how you can get some of your favorite sauces and actually add a few of those grandmother's ingredients to kind of spice things up, and it's all good because it works, right? Easy peasy, as we like to say. 866-391-1020. We'll be right back. Good morning.
Don't delay in getting that plumbing repair done. Call Palucci Plumbing today for all of your plumbing needs. From trenchless sewer repair and waterline repairs and replacement, hot water tanks, sewer camera inspections, to Pittsburgh potty repairs, no job is too small for Palucci Plumbing. Owners Amy and Nick Palucci have been in business for 26 years, so give them a call for your next plumbing repair or replacement. Palucci Plumbing, 412-782-5050. That's 412-782-5050.
Here's the latest from the KDKA Community Message Board.
Obsessed with pizza? So are they at Slice on Broadway. The 2025 winner of World's Best Cheese Pizza Slice is right here in the Berg with 6 Pittsburgh locations, always serving delicious New York-style pizza, hoagies, and salads. Order yours today. Visit sliceonbroadway.com. It's the weekly program that keeps you current with the latest travel trends and vacation values. Listen to AAA's Talking Travel every Saturday morning at 11 on KDKA Radio. Looking for a unique night out in Pittsburgh? Don't miss Pop Couture, Fashion, Fame, and Obsession. It's a high-energy mix of dance, music, and jaw-dropping style, making its Heinz Hall debut Monday, April 20th. Part of Pittsburgh Earth Day's Ecolution Gala. Tickets on sale now at pittsburghearthday.org/ecolution.
Details at kdkaradio.com.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I was ordering food from our usual place for the big meeting. My VP said, "Please, God, no."
For workplaces suffering with corporate catering deficiency, every day's a struggle.
The food was always meh and over budget. Before Easy Cater, I thought that was normal.
Easy Cater is designed to treat CCD with a huge variety of restaurants, help meet dietary needs, and stay on budget. Use daily. One platform lets you save time and thrive. Ask your web browser about Easy Cater or start an order at easycater.com.
Y108 presents Odyssey, The Night Before, powered by Bowser Chevrolet, starring Jason Aldean.
Hey, what's up, Pittsburgh? I'm Jason Aldean.
With special guests John Morgan and Shane Prophet. Wednesday, April 22nd, inside the Event Center at Rivers Casino, Pittsburgh.
So we have a little bit of fun. Y'all ready?
You can't buy a ticket to this show. You can only win your way in. Full details at y108.com. Presented by Miller Lite and brought to you by your local AAA travel office, Panhandle Restoration, and Broken Bow Records.
From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 32 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 8:30. I'm Rob Taylor. Police are investigating after a 69-year-old man was found dead inside of a Butler home. James Hoover was found dead inside a home in the 400 block of Miller Avenue around 4 o'clock Saturday afternoon. Police have called Hoover's death a homicide. State police later said a 37-year-old man believed to be the suspect was apprehended. Right now, the suspect's name has yet to be released. In Heidelberg, a man is dead after an officer-involved shooting. Police say a man was threatening to harm themselves inside a home on Washington Street just after midnight, and when police arrived, they found the man outside the home with a knife. Police then say the man disobeyed orders to drop the knife, and he allegedly charged towards the officers, and a Scott Township police officer then shot the man multiple times. The man later dying at the hospital. Allegheny County police are leading the investigation. Well, Baseball Hall of Famer Bill Mazeroski, as you know, died on Friday night at the age of 89. Best known for hitting that walk-off home run in Game 7 of the 1960 World Series, lifting the Pirates over the Yankees. Also 8 Gold Gloves as an excellent defensive second baseman. Bob Brill, who now writes a blog called Baseball in the 1960s and grew up in the Pittsburgh area, met Mazeroski several times and remembers how humble he was.
You saw in his Hall of Fame speech, which was the shortest Hall of Fame speech on record, he just broke down in tears. He said, I thought when the Pirates retired my number, that would be the greatest thing ever. And now he's in the Hall of Fame.
No cause of death has been revealed at this time. What's usually a bipartisan presidential dinner with governors took a different turn Saturday night with no Democrats in sight. Here's CBS News correspondent Peter King.
Mr. Trump criticized the Democratic-led states of Virginia and Maryland for the Potomac River sewage spill. He praised all the Republicans who were there.
You're just about all very popular. I know every one of you, and you've all had a pretty easy time becoming governor. That's because you've done really good work. From Thomas Jefferson to today, America's governors have been among the smartest, most creative, most talented Americans our country has ever produced.
Dinner is usually a chance for governors to visit with the president and cabinet members. I'm Peter King, CBS News.
KDKA Sports happening right now for the gold medal. It's USA and Canada in men's hockey, and U.S. has a 1-0 lead 10 minutes into the contest. KDKA Radio News Time, 8:32. We have the AccuWeather forecast coming up.
Why does it matter to members that Aetna was named a Best Medicare Advantage company by U.S. News & World Report? Because they chose a plan that gives them real support, real people, and real care. We show up with care management that ensures doctors work together on complicated conditions. We show up with the latest in online tools to make healthcare easier to use anytime. We don't show up for awards. We show up for you. And showing up for you is how healthier happens together.
Larry Richard for CertaPro Painters. For more than a decade, I've been working with CertaPro Painters doing great work for me, and now is the time. Get a free estimate, get on the schedule at the right price. You never have to wonder what's next with CertaPro Painters. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here in our community. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
Are you struggling with hearing loss? Do friends and family complain that your TV is too loud? Are you tired of asking people to repeat themselves? If you want to hear clearly again, but don't want a bulky hearing aid that makes you look old, you need to try Atom X by Audion Hearing. The Atom X is a life-changing breakthrough, precisely designed by top audio engineers, fits comfortably in your ear, is nearly invisible, and lets you adjust your sound so you can hear conversations clearly, at home, at dinner, or on the go. And right now, you can try the Atom X risk-free for 45 days. Call Audion Hearing now at 800-295-HEAR. That's HEAR for a 45-day risk-free home trial with free shipping and money-back guarantee. The Atom X is lightweight, rechargeable, practically invisible, and costs 90% less than prescription hearing aids. Don't miss out. Call 800-295-HEAR for complete details. That's 800-295-4327. Hearing for everyone. Audion Hearing.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Today brings a cloudy and cooler day with occasional snow and a high of 35. The snow and flurries continue for tonight as slick spots develop with a low of 28, leading to an increasingly windy day for tomorrow with a couple more snow showers. Expect 1 to 3 inches of total snow with a high of 32, then still cloudy Tuesday, high 33. For AccuWeather, I'm LaTroy Thornton, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The following program is paid for by Coons Quality Market. The diet can continue Monday. This is the Coons Cooking Hour on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All right, so Doug and I are going to be at the Montour Home Show at the beautiful Montour Sports Complex. My good friend Frank Velasquez and Pat DeMeo and Dr. Snow and AHN Highmark for the big home show today. We'll be at Cool Springs next week. Andy's birthday's today, but Doug, we're going to be there later today, Frank. He just sent me a snapshot of shenanigans. He went down to get us some breakfast and the place is packed watching the hockey match in which Team USA is up 1-0. So by the time this thing's over, what I suggest everybody does to celebrate a victory for Team USA about noon, go down to the cafe and get a 6-pack of Iron City.
Yeah, we open up at 11. You can grab some hot food, sit down, have a couple beers, enjoy it. If you walk out to get some chips, you can come back in, have a couple more beers. You have to leave and come back.
We're talking pasta. We're going to get to Pat and economy in just literally a minute. I got to tell you, I love Coons Market for a number of things, but the grab-and-go foods, why do you make so many different things when it comes to grab-and-go? I mean, that's just, I could eat there every day and not eat the same thing twice in a week or a month. Why do you do so much?
I don't dictate to people what they should be eating. I give them a wide variety to pick from, just like a restaurant would. It's not an overabundance where you're going to get confused and overwhelmed, but we give you a variety to pick from because you know what? If you don't have something, like if your work, I always look at the employee's perspective. So a lot of them are there, you know, the full-timers are there 5 days a week. Well, you need at least 5 different selections because they're not going to eat the same thing every day. Most people don't. You know, so you need more than 5 selections on the cold and you need more than 5 selections on the hot. And you need something that's within a budget or not, you know, or something that people won't just enjoy, you know, spend a little more on. You need to try to hit as much as possible because you have a lot of different people. We have thousands of people that go through our stores every day. You know, there's a lot of different selections, a lot of different ethnic backgrounds. That's why you have so many different calls on recipes and stuff than people that shop at our stores because everything's different. You know, and you got to try to get as many as possible so that everyone's satisfied and can be able to get something to eat. You don't like to be at it. You know, we sell more hoagies than anyone around any other grocery store.
Yeah, but nobody sells the hoagies that we sell. These
that's
are
why I said
hoagies.
Exactly. And we put high quality meats. We put, you know, fresh vegetables on them. We put them out. We make them every day. Fresh bread. We use Saloni's as a supplier on our bread, and it works out very well.
Oh, I love it. All right, here we go. Pat in Economy. Pat, thanks for hanging on. And I saw this combination.
Okay.
I saw this combination you're going to talk about last night while scrolling some of those food videos that I look at every day. And I thought, boy, that looks good. So please tell the audience about your combination. Good morning.
Okay, good morning, Frank and Rob. This recipe is a quick and easy recipe that I once sent, because I entered cooking contests for a number of years, and I once sent it to a Taste of Home contest, and they printed it in one of their magazines and sent me a copy. It was a runner-up prize. But anyway, it's called Blushing Angel Hair Pasta with Chicken. And you use 3/4 cups of canned diced tomatoes with roasted garlic. And if you could find the one that has roasted garlic and onions, you use that, or just the roasted garlic, but drain it. Drain the tomatoes. And then 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, 1 pound of boneless, skinless chicken breast halves cut into a 1/2 inch by 1.5 inch strips, and a 6.5 ounce package of garlic and herbs spreadable cheese, the Alouette brand, 1 tablespoon of fresh lemon juice, and 8 ounces of angel hair pasta. You place the drained tomatoes in a food processor fitted with your metal blade and process it until pureed, and set them aside. Heat 2 tablespoons of the olive oil in a nonstick saute pan or skillet, and saute the chicken breast strips until no longer pink. Stir in the Alouette cheese spread and pureed tomatoes, and simmer uncovered for about 3 minutes. Stir in the remaining tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil and lemon juice, and serve over the hot cooked angel hair pasta. And it makes 4 servings.
Boy,
it
that sounds
makes like
nice
a
and
creamy tomato sauce.
Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds really good. Like, I like a creamy tomato soup. And so I'm thinking this sauce, boy, that'd be good.
Yeah, the Alouette cheese has the herbs and the garlic in them. You know, it gives it some more flavor, too. So.
Good stuff. Hey, Pat, thank you for calling, okay?
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you very much for the show. I love the show. I have won a couple of times, you know, but I was just out at Coons last week. Did some shopping, so thank you.
You bet.
That's great, thank you.
And again, Frank and I will be around 2 o'clock at the Banksville location this week, and then next week at Ferguson Road, same time, going live up on Facebook, talking everything that is in the grocery bag. So we're talking pasta. We want to hear from you. We just have a couple of more moments left in the broadcast, so if you want a really good chance to have an opportunity as we pick a lucky listener at random, give us a call about that favorite pasta recipe, especially sauce. And if you can tie it into your grandmother's recipe, that'll make it even sweeter. 866-391-1020. Now, I was talking about a different variation. I saw this kid who I absolutely love. He basically makes what he calls Sunday dinner, stuff that we grew up with. And he literally has got his nose pretty much on the camera lens, and you can hear every crunch, every bite of all of this stuff that's on the plate, and you can visually see it. And sometimes it's piled so high, because he's probably under 30, so he can eat whatever he wants. You can't even see his face, but I really love him. But he had spaghetti with fried chicken. Now, I know that sounds...
No, it sounds really good.
Crazy.
That's not crazy.
But I can't get it off my mind.
Yeah, well, he probably fried chicken breast.
My mouth is watering right now. Yes, that's exactly what he did. But he had it on the plate with sauce on it.
Yeah, no, it'd be absolutely delicious. I've used leftover tenders for that before.
Oh,
it's absolutely delicious. A lot of people use the plain, but the breadcrumbs add so much, and especially as they get mixed into the sauce as you're eating it, it's just incredible.
Why do you think that this business that we love so much has become such a social media? Look, that live video that my friend Dale Brellock and I did, it's got thousands of views, and we were basically talking about fried fish. Why do you think people love food so much? Like, Frank, that's all I do tonight.
It's a social thing, you know, and it's something to talk about. It's something like you watch someone painting a picture. Well, very few people can do that, but everybody can cook. You know, something. Even, Rob, you can cook. I know you throw something in the microwave to heat it up, so that's cooking.
I can do it.
You know, as long as you, especially today, because there's so many different things you can get already almost done or done and add to a recipe. So it's easy to do. But if you go to like the people don't go to them as much, but the old school bookstores, the top selling items and the biggest sections, is cookbooks. Those are the things when you walk in, they have displays of them. Why? Because people buy a lot of cookbooks. Almost everyone's house has a cookbook somewhere, and different ones, whether it's in magazines or things you've cut out. If you picked up people's phone, I guarantee there's at least one food recipe app that's in there. And people are always looking for different tips, different tricks, different ideas to do something. And a lot of times, like what I do is I don't even use that recipe. I change it to what I want because I know how to cook. I can know what to change. I'll look at times like there's no way it's going to be dry. We could cut it back, or I make something to a little bit to my taste. I was just doing that with chicken wings. I looked up what's a different way because I want to bake them. How do I make them a little bit crispier? And I found one where you use the seasoned flour. And what they put in, the spices they put into it, which was all I think I had to do was add a teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, and a teaspoon of salt added into the flour. And it was about half a cup of flour. And then I dusted the wings in there, but they had a tip in there that I never knew. And this is what made it crispy, was I just dusted them in the flour, and then I took them, put them on a single layer, and put them in the fridge for an hour. And then I brought them back out, brushed sauce on them, and baked them. And they came out crispier. Wow. Now, I did that with tenders, but I wanted to see what would happen, so I didn't put them in the refrigerator for an hour first. And the breading started to fall off and was mushy. It worked to keep it in the fridge for that hour to get it this really solidifying, all the water and all the flavors just to kind of stay on that better. Actually worked. So, that's a tip that I found out from the recipe. I didn't use the recipe as much, but I used more, I used close, but I did go and follow their procedure and see what happens.
Well, I'm going to leave you with this. So my son, 26, cooks all the time. I mean, he's incredible. Took him to Coons one night and he said, you know what, Dad, I'd go some other place. He goes, this probably would have been at least $200 more. And he named a couple of other places. And I'm not doing that for any other reason to get to this point. He's a homeowner, and I think to myself, and I tell him all the time, I can't imagine being 26 and being a homeowner. How do you do it? And he said, you cut corners, you do what you need to do. And he said to me one day, he said, Dad, you know where the biggest savings is for me and why I'm able to own a house? Because I do my own cooking.
Oh, you'll pay a third, if not more, just on cooking. And I know it adds up. But when there's only one or two of you at home and you're making a recipe, there's a lot of leftovers. I mean, it's not just that meal. You get 2 or 3 meals out of that, whether you reuse them in something else, and when you start adding it up, if you do that for a month, cut your eating out to 1 day a week, cook at home for a month and look at your bank account. That's the easiest way to know. And you'll see it. You'll see it plain as day.
I'm going to give you one example, and we're going to get to the phones in just a minute after the break. Raja, who I love, great guy, entrepreneur, lives not too far from here, said to me one day, he said, make your own coffee. I said, well, yeah, come on, Raja. I said, I make my own coffee. I said, it's a K-cup. How hard can it be? He goes, no, just for a couple of weeks, don't buy coffee out. At the end of the month, Frank, I saved like $220.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm buying, and I love to treat myself every once in a while. We're not going to name anybody, but I still love to treat myself. But for the longest time, I was doing it 2 times a day, 7 days a week, paying $5-6 for a cup of coffee.
Mm-hmm.
And when he said that, so I get the calculator out, I'm like, my goodness, I saved like over $200.
I tell people all the time where they're looking, it's like, I'm really tight on money. Maybe I need to make more money. I said, why don't you look at what you're spending? I said, I see you spending it on this, spending on that, spending it on that. Cut that back. And then reevaluate if you have enough.
Makes sense. Okay, we're going to get to, we got a couple of calls waiting in the queue. I think Lynn was there from Squirrel Hill, but I don't know where she went. Lynn, if you're out there, call back. We'll get to you in a moment. 866-391-1020. We're coming back. Coons Cooking in just a couple of moments.
When the weather turns bad, turn to us for the best news, weather, and traffic information from the KDKA Radio Storm Center. Presented by Duquesne Light Company, larger than light, and brought to you by Butler Transit Authority. Online and on the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life. your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from
we can be twinsies
to
how was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom. Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks Vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks Vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use this direction.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
The diet can continue Monday. This is the Coons Cooking Hour on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, the great Dr. Bridget Shufo helping you stay happy and healthy, getting rid of that excess weight and keeping it off for the duration. She's here next hour. Then it's Accurate Solutions. Then on the Coons Market Black and Gold Sunday Show, Team USA still leading 1-0 against Canada. We'll give you updates on the gold medal matchup. Sidney Crosby not playing in that game because of that lower body injury that he suffered against Chechnya. But today's program really going to be a big tribute to Bill Mazeroski, who passed away at the age of 89. We're going to be joined by Jason Mackey, Pittsburgh Post-Gazette in Bradenton. Bruce Tanner is going to drop by. We're going to try to get Bob Dvorak, who really knew Maz a lot because of his days as a Pirate beat reporter at the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. So big day today paying tribute to Bill Mazeroski on the Coons Market Black and Gold Sunday Show. Let's go to Celeste. Celeste, tuna fish, one of my favorites. Go ahead. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I'd like to share a recipe that my mother, Mary Bjordy, gave me in the late 1950s.
Okay.
It's very, very simple. In a small pot, you add a little bit of olive oil, throw in a can of tuna fish, a can of anchovies, maybe a quarter cup of chopped onions. Cook that, and in the meantime, boil some water, throw in your pasta, your choice. And then after the pasta is cooked, throw the contents of the tuna on top of the pasta. Drizzle a little bit of olive oil and throw on some Parmesan cheese. And this recipe can be done like in 10 minutes, and it's fast and delicious. So that's my recipe.
I know my mouth's watering. I love anchovies.
Me too.
And,
Good.
I love anchovies, and oh my goodness, that's going to taste really, really good.
Love
Well,
it.
thank you.
Hey, good
Thank
stuff.
you.
Enjoy.
All right, Celeste, thanks. Anybody else, get in here now while you have a couple of minutes. If not, you're not going to have a chance to win that $25 gift certificate. And if you call here in the next couple of minutes, you got a good chance. 866-391-1020. So what is the secret sauce? What do you think really makes a sauce great, Frank?
It's the time putting into it. If you don't, like an Alfredo's different, but like an actual red sauce, it's the time putting into it. And by time, I'm talking what you're putting into it. So a good Sunday sauce that, we made, my Aunt Petrina and my Nana, my mom is always our sauce is what it was called. But it's the good tomatoes, a good canned tomato with the paste and mixed with the sauce, and then also if you wanted to do fresh tomatoes, you can use some fresh tomatoes mixed in with it, where you just blister the skin on them in the oven, and then it peels off real easy, and then you can cook those off just like you would a whole tomato. You can cut them up a little bit if you wanted to make them chunkier first, or just let them cook down in it. But the other secret of that is the meat that we would put into it. So we didn't put ground beef. In the true Sunday sauce, the ground beef wasn't in there. What was in there was meat, was actual beef and pork. So you take short ribs, brown them off just a little bit on the outside and put that in the sauce. The meatballs, brown them off a little bit, put them in the sauce. Take some bone-in country ribs, brown them a little bit, and put them in the sauce. If you don't want to use the country ribs, because sometimes it'll get a little bit wider, but you can also put in sausage. Brown off some either mild or hot sausage. We usually use the hot sausage. Our ones from Coons is not going to be this burn your mouth hot. It's like that middle of the road. And we would brown that up, saute that up a little bit, and then put it in the sauce. The reason I'm sauteing it off is because I don't want it to break down. And then short ribs, the reason why you're putting in short ribs, so the bone, you have that taste from the marrow. And that's why bone and ribs usually work out too from pork, because the marrow from that bone adds a richer flavor into the sauce. So you cook it with the meat in there. And when you're done, you go and you use a slotted spoon, and you would take out the beef and the pork and the sausage, take it out, set it on a dish itself, and then you had your sauce. That sauce would cook 3-4 hours. You just keep it on low and just let it simmer. What's happening is you're cooking off that water, and it's evaporating. But when you're taking out some of that moisture, that water, the flavors all intensify in there. And they just keep getting stronger and stronger. It gets a thicker to it, which is good for consistency. But the deal is the flavor really comes down. Now, that sauce obviously takes a lot of time. A quicker version of that is I'd use a mixture of ground beef and ground sausage. But you can also use just the ground beef. You can also use just the ground sausage, and put that in the sauce. Again, I brown it first and then put it in. I don't overcook it. I do it a little under, and then I put it in the sauce because it's going to finish off in there. And the more of those flavors where it has a finish helps. And one trick that I learned from my mom is if you have the grease on top, take old white bread. You can dab it on top. It sucks off that top of the grease right off the top.
All right, listen, I just confirmed that Derek Schooley, the head hockey coach at Robert Morris, both men and women's, will join me at 11:15 today to talk about hopefully Team USA's victory over Team Canada. Sidney Crosby not in the matchup, but after the first intermission, it is Team USA 1, Team Canada 0. All right, we're going to come back, draw this week's winner, get ready for the news at 9, then Dr. Bridget Shufo.
The Big K Morning Show with Larry Richards.
Sheldon Williams, your new City of Pittsburgh Public Safety Director.
Just really want your listeners to know that one of the benefits, I would say, and the opportunities that I have to serve in this capacity is bringing a variety of experiences that I have and perspectives to better serve the citizens of Pittsburgh.
Weekday mornings 5:30 to 10 on the Voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for moms.
As the old saying goes, size matters.
At Morgan & Morgan, we have over 1,000 lawyers and nearly 6,000 people on staff.
But at the core, this is and always has been a family business.
Our family watching out for your family.
Call us or email us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, even on a Saturday or a Sunday.
And if you ever have a problem, call our mom.
Morgan & Morgan.
For the people and your family. Injured? Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Here's a tale of Linda trying to lose weight, but the med prices she found were all over the place.
Hidden fees and markups made her jaw drop low. Then she found GoodRx. Now she's in the know.
GLP-1 subscriptions FDA approved.
With clear upfront pricing.
And same-day pickup.
That's GoodRx, the no-nonsense way. Save time and money on prescriptions.
Get to goodrx.com/weight loss. GoodRx is not insurance.
Ah, the most beautiful time of year is upon us. Tax season. And Tax Slayer is here to help you file. We guarantee 100% accuracy and your maximum refund. Those are some good numbers. And you can trust me, because I'm a talking calculator. Did I mention Tax Slayer even has support from real U.S.-based humans? If you have any questions along the way, beat the rush and start for free today. Tax Slayer. File fearlessly.
Having trouble keeping up with your electric bill? Duquesne Light Company can help customers manage costs through their Customer Assistance Program. Flexible payment plans, budget billing, rebates, and more. Duquesne Light realizes these are difficult times, and they are all committed to supporting our communities. Discover how you can save money and stay comfortable in your home year-round by visiting DuquesneLight.com/assistance. That's DuquesneLight.com/assistance.
100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA, covered by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 platinum roofing company. Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
The diet can continue Monday. This is the Coons Cooking Hour on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, along with our tribute to Bill Mazeroski, Coons Market Black and Gold Sunday Show, Jason Mackey, Bruce Tanner, and Bob Dvorak. We're going to be joined at 11:15. He's actually watching the match now. Robert Moore's head hockey coach, Derek Schooley, on Team USA, Team Canada at the end of one period in Italy. Team USA leading 1-0. This week's winner of that $25 gift certificate.
This week's winner is Celeste in O'Hare.
Congratulations, Celeste in O'Hare. You won yourself a $25 gift certificate. One thing I will say about pasta, it's great for Lent too, by the way. You just can't, have any of those meatballs or meat sauce. But whenever I think Sunday food, I always think sauce, spaghetti. That was like a staple in my house.
Yeah, it was either pasta or steaks. So it was either like pasta with ricotta or it was steaks. Thank goodness that was always on Sundays, and thank goodness Sunday wasn't the meatless day. Friday was. So you enjoy a nice pot of nice fried fish or something like that, and then also you can also make the pasta sauce a marinara. Add some tuna fish to it, or add some anchovies into it, or both, and make it like she did the red sauce. My mom would make that just like she did. Put the tuna in, and leave just the Alfredo or just the anchovies. That does give a great flavor.
All right. Listen, Frank, always a pleasure. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah, have a great Sunday.
And again, Frank and I will be live on Facebook at 2 o'clock this Friday at Banksville, talking Fabulous Fish Fry Friday. And then a week from, which will be March 6th from Friday, we'll be at the Ferguson Road Store, getting you all fired up and getting you ready for dinner time for some of those fabulous fish sandwiches, haddock fish sandwiches. And we've added walleye this year. We've got mac and cheese, halushki, and more. So we'll see you at Coons Market, a Pittsburgh tradition. News coming up next at 9.
The preceding program was paid for by Coons Quality Market.
KDKA and KDKA-FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 33 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 9 o'clock. I'm Rob Taylor. A man is dead following an officer-involved shooting in Heidelberg. Police say a man was threatening to harm themselves inside of a home on Washington Street. This happened just after midnight. When police arrived, they found a man outside the home with a knife. Police then say the man did not obey orders to drop the knife, and he allegedly charged towards the officers. That's when a Scott Township police officer opened fire on the man, shot him multiple times. Man later died at the hospital. Allegheny County police are leading the investigation. Police are investigating after a 69-year-old man was found dead inside of a Butler home. James Hoover was found dead inside a home in the 400 block of Miller Avenue around 4 o'clock Saturday afternoon. Police have called Hoover's death a homicide, and state police later said a 37-year-old man believed to be the suspect was apprehended on Saturday. Suspect's name has yet to be released. Well, today marks 41 years since then 8-year-old Cherry Mahan disappeared after getting off a school bus near her Winfield Township, Butler County home. Matthew Glover is a reporter with the Butler Eagle, and he joined KDKA Radio's Rob Pratt this morning and discussed how there's renewed interest in the case, largely thanks to Steve Ridge, a private investigator.
And one of the other things that he's brought is a lot of attention with a $100,000 award that he offered at a news conference in 2025. And so that has brought a lot of renewed attention to the case. Some people that have thought maybe they didn't have any, or maybe they don't have anything to say, but maybe now that that reward has come up, that gives them a little more motivation to come out and speak if they had seen or heard anything about the case.
A group known as Cherry's Angels have made a push to help solve the case. KDK Radio News Time is 9:03. We have the AccuWeather forecast just 2 minutes away.
How about some fantastic February savings at Coons Market? Isn't that right, Frank Tantisi?
Right, Rob. In our meat department, USDA Choice Boneless Chuck Shoulder Steaks to roast for $6.49 a pound. In the produce department, Sunkist Cara oranges, 8-pound bags, $5.99 each. In our deli, Eckrich Top Round Roast Beef is $7.99 a pound. And additional savings this week, selected varieties of Folgers coffee, 22.6 to 25.9 ounce cans, $11.49 each.
Coons Market, a Pittsburgh tradition.
The biggest reason Metropolitan Window Company has been in business since 1978 is our huge list of satisfied customers.
John, Maggie, and Justin Schmutzer here from Metropolitan Window Company, Pittsburgh's locally owned and family-operated window and door company for over 47 years.
When you choose Metropolitan Window Company, you're getting expertise and attention to detail from a trusted business that puts your needs first.
You're also getting our exclusive Infinity from Marvin 100% fiberglass windows that are built for life.
The most important part of a window is the framing. Fiberglass frames won't lose their dimensional integrity. They're the strongest, longest-lasting window you can buy.
And right now, you can save 20% and get financing on every window and door product we offer.
Stop by one of our showrooms, visit us at metropolitanwindows.com, or give us a call at 412-655-8411.
PA 1565.
Heart disease is the leading cause of death in the United States. So when it comes to your heart, there's no room for compromise. At UPMC Heart and Vascular Institute, innovation, technology, and world-class expertise come together to treat the most complex heart cases, redefining what's possible for patients who need it most. Getting your heart checked can save your life. Schedule your appointment with the region's leader at upmc.com/heart.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Today looks colder with snow continuing at times. Expect mainly wet roads with a high of 35. But for tonight, the snow and flurries continue at times with a low of 28. Tomorrow brings more clouds and a couple more snow showers with storm total snowfall of 1 to 3 inches, high 32. Then still cloudy Tuesday, high 33. For AccuWeather, I'm LaTroy Thornton, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The following is paid for by Dr. Shufo's Weight Loss and Wellness. Information on the program is intended to solely further the public's general knowledge about the product. Opinions expressed should not be relied upon for any purpose by any member of the audience. News Radio KDKA does not guarantee the accuracy of any of the information aired on the following program.
These are the people who make Pittsburgh work. This is Pittsburgh Works on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
You know, there's something about this place we call home that we're all connected for one reason or another. And we've been talking about the big story about Bill Mazeroski. And look, I knew Bill. It was big to me. It was the Yankees. It was the 6th game. But it was all the years that he played for the Pirates. He was a part of the 71 championship team. I mentioned earlier I was doing a high school broadcast play-by-play decades ago, trying to get a young athlete to come to the University of Pittsburgh, working both angles. Billy West, who did go to the University of Pittsburgh, and I made a mention on the air, probably the greatest athlete to come out of this high school, and somebody alluded to the fact that he's probably the second best, and that other player, of course, was Bill Mazeroski. And I'm thinking about Bridget Shufo, her husband Ron Shufo, and I'm going, there's a connection there. And Bridget is here right now, and you can see this interview stream live and hear it as well, kdkradio.com, KDK Watch, Metropolitan Window video screen. There was a connection between you and Bill Mazeroski. So please, before we get into do what you do, motivate and help people lose weight and keep it off, please explain that connection.
Well, the connection is a dear friend, especially of my husband, Ron, was Paul Blanda. Okay, who is Paul Blanda's brother, Rob?
George Blanda.
George Blanda. Okay, for those who are like me and not very sports-oriented, George was a Hall of Famer football player.
Oakland Raiders.
Okay, so Paul and my husband became very good friends. Lovely man, Paul, from Youngwood, PA. And Paul invited Ron and myself to lunch on Christmas Eve. Many, many years, so not many, but years ago enough. And guess who we were having Christmas Eve lunch with? Bill Mazeroski and his lovely wife. And that continued for several years, that we would all meet pretty much close to Youngwood and have Christmas Eve lunches together. And then, as you recall, I have something called the Strength Mate, which looks like a blood pressure cuff, or not the cuff, but the bulb. And it's very much a toning piece of exercise equipment. I was on QVC with it 23 times, home shopping 2 times, and I have it at the office, and it sells out. That's how well it goes. And Bill strongly endorsed it. And I might have a baseball with Bill, where Bill signed it.
Look, I knew he was big here, but what I have seen over the last 24 hours, Major League Baseball Network, I was up on the treadmill this morning at 2:30, ESPN on it. I mean, so he was much more than Pittsburgh's Bill Mazeroski, but we always will call him one of our own. But Ron Schufo, so forward-thinking, second baseman, grip, baseball, young athletes, people just trying to hang on to the railing, getting a little bit older. I mean, how he was so forward-thinking with his mind, and he was such a promotions person. He said, I'll get somebody who older people can identify with, a real hero, and a guy who used to have that little baseball in his hand, gripping it all the time. He would be perfect. And boy, was he perfect. So it's a very small world.
So George Blanda and Bill Mazeroski, I feel very, very fortunate.
Good company. Okay, now listen.
And great guy.
Oh.
I mean, down to earth, great man. Just sitting around having, lunch and at the local diner. No place fancy, at the local diner.
Listen, brought to tears during his Hall of Fame speech. He cut it in half, basically said, thank you, I'm grateful. And he was so emotional that he just cut it short and walked off the stage. Probably one of the most humble people in the history of sports. But today, I definitely realized he was more than just ours here in Pittsburgh. He was a global phenomenon in the great game of baseball, arguably the greatest defensive player in the history of the game at second base. Now, this is what she does. And here we are sitting on this February day, once again dealing with cold weather and some snow. But it won't last. The birds will come back. Lady came up to me yesterday and said, I saw my first robin of the year. So within months, it'll be warm weather. It'll be Easter, April, and then Memorial Day. And if you don't act today and make the call, 1-800-900-THIN, you're going to be saying when she's here in May, I should have made the call in February, because by now I'd be feeling really good about myself with summer in front of me for the next 3 months. So this is the perfect time to let her motivate and reshape your thought process and get rid of the weight. So when it's time to shed those clothes and enjoy the sunshine, you're going to feel great and you're going to look even better.
And for Ash Wednesday, if you recall, we did a promotion, an Easter special, basically, refresh and renew. Well, that took off like you can't believe it. We all want to be refreshed and renew with our bodies. And so I am, for this week only, going to keep the promotion going and the special. And what it is, it's a short program up until Easter. I will give you appropriate supplements. I will give you 3 counseling sessions, either in person or by phone. And I will give you eating plans. I will talk to you and figure out what 3 supplements would be the best ones for you, all for the price of $545, like we did last time.
That's great.
And well, it's because it's been crazy with this, everybody. I said you can lose between 10 and 20 pounds in this period of time between now and Easter. And many people give up. Give up candy, give up soda, give up alcohol, give up sweets, whatever. But this way, I sent out an email and I said, treat your body like a temple, not like a tent. Jimmy Buffett song, that one is. And that's what we're going to do. So if you're sitting there and you need a tune-up, perhaps, that's what we're calling it for clients that have been on the program 30 years ago, 40 years ago, 10 years ago, last week, well, not last week, but last year, and put on a few extra pounds and say, I don't want this to go to 20 pounds. I don't want this to go higher. then give me a call. Leave me a message. If you leave me a message on my phone, I go in somewhere between today and Tuesday. I go in, I pick up your messages, I send you the supplements, or you can come in and pick them up, and then we start counseling. So I've had so many people do this program in the past 10 days, basically. So I say from now till Easter, you can get what you want. We can do a tune-up with you, which is perfect for Easter. And then Easter, you can wear your spring outfits, feel good, feel smaller, feel less bloated. That's the big thing with everybody. Oh, my belly. Do you have anything for the belly? Well, matter of fact, I do. It's called Belly Be Gone. Isn't that something? So it'll help take off those extra pounds, and you'll do it. You'll do it. Isn't this a perfect time to do it? Between now and Easter? It's a perfect time. So let's get those 10 to 20 pounds off that maybe you put on by accident, or maybe you put on without realizing, oh, it's only 5 pounds. I'll take that off tomorrow. And then all of a sudden it goes to 8 pounds, then 10 pounds, then 12 pounds. So it's a tune-up. So refresh and renew the program with 3 counseling sessions, 3 supplements, and get what you need to get. And I will pick the supplements that I feel are best for you. And we'll go from there for $545.
All right, $545, the Easter tune-up. And by the way, Easter, April 5th. So realistically, as we go to break, 1-800-900-THIN. Call now, leave your first and last name and a working number. She can reach you during the week, during business hours. How much weight could somebody lose between now and April 5th?
10 to 20 pounds, depending upon how much weight you need to lose. The more weight you have to lose, the more weight you're going to lose. Okay, the smaller you're all 10 pounds. But you got to start. You can't say, okay, let me think about it. Leave a message, because I can get these products out to you tomorrow morning, and you could start on Wednesday. That's fabulous, everybody. That is fabulous. That gives us a whole big 5 weeks, 5.5 weeks, I think, till Easter. You can get those 10 pounds off. Believe me, you can. And if you have a few extra pounds to lose, more than that, 20 pounds. So somewhere between 10 and 20 pounds, but you can do it.
All right, we'll take a short break. We'll come back on the other side. We'll tell you throughout the hour about that Easter tune-up. Don't put it off. Call right now, 1-800-900-THIN, 1-800-900-THIN.
News, weather, traffic, and business every day. Hear it on News Radio KDKA.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Only available with TurboTax experts. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
Another app for inventory, one for CRM. Oh, don't forget accounting. Wait, which login was that?
Or you could use Odoo, one fully integrated system that does it all without the hassle. Ditch the app overload. Get everything your business needs on one platform. Try Odoo free today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Columbia Gas of Pennsylvania is committed to the communities they serve, ensuring that all their customers stay safe and warm in their homes during the cold winter months. To ensure that no one goes without heat when the temperatures drop, Columbia Gas offers energy efficiency and bill payment assistance programs to make their customers' lives easier. To learn more about the valuable services available through Columbia Gas, call 1-888-460-4332 or visit online at columbiagaspa.com.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
These are the people who make Pittsburgh work. This is Pittsburgh Works on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, so we're back with Dr. Schufo. Again, we'll tell you about that Easter tune-up, 545. Don't miss out. 1-800-900-THIN, 1-800-900-THIN. Call now. By Easter, 10, 15, 20 pounds, April the 5th. Don't put it off. 1-800-900-THIN. What's rock bottom? I mean, listen, everybody else sells prepackaged food. They sell these plans, programs. They tell you how to do a little exercise, cut back a little bit. They talk about intermittent fasting. But she's got the degree in psychology, went to Duke. She understands that she works on the most important thing that's between your ears, your brain, to make you understand it's work in progress. That's why she's been around for over 40 years. That's why she's had the success she has. And that's why she's been on and off the radio with me since I started here back there in that decade that was the 90s. But what is rock bottom? Does everybody have a different rock bottom?
Well, it's funny that you bring this up because this is what I want to talk about. Okay, everybody, I want to talk to you individually, okay? Yes, I'm talking to you, Mary and Sam and Frank and Gina. Okay. What are your expectations of yourself? What are your expectations of yourself? Don't say, I don't want to be miserable anymore. That's negative.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you want to be? What do you want to be? Are you listening, everybody? I'm talking to you. What do you want to be? Because what happens is we get ourselves in what I call a safe place. And some people who are grumpy or negative, and my belief is if you're not positive, you're negative. I hear all the time from people, oh, I'm just being realistic. No. You're either negative or positive. And if it ain't positive, it's negative. So think about this. What are your expectations of yourself? I don't mean just with life, with weight. I mean with life. So think about this. I don't want to be miserable. I want this weight to come off. I want to be able to get off the floor after playing with the grandkids. I don't want to worry so much. I don't want to be depressed. I don't want to be anxious. Well, think about those. They're all negative. They're all negative. So we put in our heads all those negative thoughts. Miserable, anxious, depression, not lonely. Let's make them and reframe them. So what do you want to be? And let's put it in a positive light. What are your expectations of yourself? I want to be happy in the sense that I don't want to feel lonely any longer. I want to feel unlonely. Okay, what can you do to make yourself feel unlonely? Let's set a plan. Everything in life that is successful requires a plan. I will go out more at night. I will be fixated on one television show that I want to watch. I will say my prayers between this hour and this hour. I will call a friend who needs me, and I will do my best to make them happy, not share all my problems. I have a friend that, doesn't know anything about me because she spends her time telling me all about her problems or her concerns or her worries. Now, so what does that do? It keeps her in that safe space. Okay? But if we reach out to others, all of a sudden, we're getting more energy back because we're giving of ourselves. So let's reframe this with weight, with health, with better living. What are your expectations with weight? I want to lose 50 pounds. No, that's negative. I want to be healthy. I want to be in smaller clothing. I want to be able to breathe when I climb up a flight of stairs. I want to be able to get off the floor easily. I want to be able to move better than I'm moving right now and not hanging on to chairs and sofas and counters when I walk. I want to feel good like that. Okay, those are very realistic, happy goals, happy, positive goals. And that's what we're going to do. That is exactly what we're going to do. So again, go back to the first question. What are your expectations of yourself? Okay. If it's those things that I just mentioned, then let me help you. Again, I've used this example in the past. If you have bad teeth, do you fix them yourself? Rob Pratt?
No.
What do?
You go to a dentist.
So if you have a weight problem, you're not being weak. I hear this all the time, especially from you men. I know what to eat. I know what to eat. I just don't do it. I mean, I do it for most of the day, and then nighttime comes and I lose it. I go back to the popcorn. I go back to the ice cream. I go back to the candy. What'd you say, Mary? Sounding familiar? Sam, does that sound familiar? Okay. Then what you're going to do, like you go to a dentist, you come to an expert who has been working in the field for 46 years. You come to me. Let me help you. I have many tricks and strategies up my sleeve that work. And I do motivate well. I do motivate, and I will never leave you off the phone or in my office without feeling better than when you first walked or talked to me on the phone or in person. So make up your mind. What are your expectations of yourself? Okay, best thing to do is to write them down. Put them in writing. 30% greater success rate is when you put things in writing and base it upon that piece of paper. 30% greater success rate. So I want to be able to pick myself off the floor. I want to be able not to hold on. All of these things that I just said. Then let's make them happen. We have the tools to do whatever we want to do in this life. We just have to find them, do whatever it takes, and make it happen. And that's where I come in as your partner in crime. I will be with you. I will help you get off those 20 pounds, those 50 pounds, those 100 pounds, whatever it takes. And we chunk it off one bite at a time, just like you bite an elephant, one bite at a time. And we start with the first 10, then 20, then 30, then 40. And then all of a sudden comes Memorial Day, you say, my gosh, I have 45 pounds off. I never thought I would do it. One step at a time, like as in any addiction, one step at a time. And it works.
Tune up for Easter. Tell them, please.
Tune up for Easter. From now until Easter Sunday, get 10 to 20 pounds off. And for $5.45, I will send you or give you 3 supplements, 3 counseling sessions. And boy, oh boy, you can have a tune-up, or you can start the process of losing your chunks of weight from now until Easter. But let's make it happen. If you have more weight to lose, we can start with you on a full program. You'll get the weight off. And remember, it's an investment in yourself. I've never had anybody yet who's lost the weight and say, I wish I wouldn't have done it. I've done this for 46 years, and I can say never. I've never had anybody say, I'm sorry I did this. Here's what I hear all the time. I'm sorry I didn't do this sooner. It was worth the financial investment. It was worth the time investment. It was worth the effort investment. So come on, everybody. Let's make it happen starting today. It's the end of February. We did see a little sun this week. We did see a little warm weather this week. So we know it's going to come. So now's the time to get ready. Refresh and renew. Great time to do it. So let's make it happen starting today.
Can I bring up something real quick?
Of course you can.
You know what trigger finger is?
Yes.
Listen, we all suffer from these things as we get older, arthritis, and the whole idea is you've got to keep things moving. So if I were to call 1-800-900-THIN and say, look, I need a strength ball. I need one of those balls. Can I get one of those balls?
Absolutely. They're $10.
I mean, how many people out there listening right now?
They're $10.
Arthritic hands. Obviously, the winter, you can't really get out. Your hands get cold, okay? Or maybe you have that trigger finger that I actually have experienced from years of punching a bag, working out. And I was sitting here thinking, I didn't need it when we were promoting it because I was a kid, okay? I was strong. But now I'm not a kid. I want one of them. So I highly urge anybody in my position or my age who needs a little bit of flexibility in their hands, because your hands button shirts, they cook, they swing a hammer, they open doors, they do everything. 1-800-900-THIN, what should they ask for?
The Strength Mate. And not only is it good for your hands for strength, I have it for biceps, triceps, inner thighs, belly. And that's the common cry for everybody. Everybody said, it's my belly. It's my belly I want to get rid of. I feel bloated. It's my belly.
And how much?
And for $10 plus shipping.
That's cheap. That's cheap, and that can really get you going in the right direction. For that, you could buy 2. All right, exercise right and left hand. All right, listen, we're going to take a break. We'll come back, but please, 5:45 Easter tune-up. Easter's here April 5th, 10, 15, 20 pounds. Don't miss out. Call as we go to break. Tell your neighbors. Call early. Call often. Leave your first and last name and a working number. They can reach you throughout the business week that starts tomorrow. Remember, 1-800-900-THIN. Dr. Bridget Shufo, back to Motivate. Next.
Why does it matter to members that Aetna was named a Best Medicare Advantage company by U.S. News and World Report? Because they chose a plan that gives them real support, real people, and real care. We show up on calls with members and doctors' offices when needed. We show up with access to convenient care options and coverage that fits everyday life. We don't show up for awards. We show up for you. And showing up for you is how healthier happens together.
When was the last time you watched your home movies?
Disasters strike unexpectedly. Every year, American families lose the one thing they'd run back into a burning building for, their family's memories. Hi, I'm Nick.
And I'm Adam. We started Legacy Box to help save your family's most important recorded moments so you don't have to worry.
Load Legacy Box with your old movies, film reels, and shoeboxes of photos.
We work our digitizing magic, converting those memories right to the cloud so they're safe and accessible forever.
It's fast, we always send your originals back, and it's done right here in the USA.
Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box. Better Homes and Garden, Real Simple, and Inc. magazine are all talking about Legacy Box.
New York Times columnist David Pogue says, have them digitized. I wish I'd done it sooner. Take action. Save your family's memories today with Legacy Box.
Go to legacybox.com/value to get an incredible 50% off your Legacy Box. That's legacybox.com/value for 50% off while supplies last. legacybox.com/value.
Being diagnosed with leukemia, lymphoma, myeloma, or one of over 100 other types of blood cancer makes people want more time to do the things they love. We are Blood Cancer United. We do the most for more people with blood cancer. Join us at bloodcancerunited.org.
When you call yourself the voice of Pittsburgh, you have to know when to not talk. Sometimes you just need to be the ears of Pittsburgh. Just listen. Listen to what you have to say. These are complicated and uncertain times. But when you need us, we are here for you. And we're listening. A trusted source that you can count on to be here. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 33 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 9:30. I'm Rob Taylor. State police say a 7-year-old boy died after being hit by a vehicle in Greene County. This happened around 4:30 Saturday afternoon along South 88 Road. That's in Monongahela Township. Police say the boy was walking across the road when he was hit by a Honda HR-V driven by a 92-year-old man. State police are investigating the incident. Well, today marks 41 years since the then 8-year-old Cherry Mahan disappeared after getting off a school bus near her Winfield Township, Butler County home. Matthew Glover is a reporter with the Butler Eagle. He joined KDKA Radio's Rob Pratt this morning and discussed how there's renewed interest in the case.
I mean, just like momentum was building back then, momentum has built in the past year with all the work that Janice McKinney, Sherry's mother, her team has done. So, no, it looks like it's going in the right direction.
A group known as Cherry's Angels have made a push to help solve the case. KDKA Sports, it's Team USA against Team Canada for the gold medal in Milan, Italy, and right now it's 1-0. U.S. leads midway through the second period. KDKA Radio News Time 9:31. Next updates at 10. I'm Rob Taylor on the Voice of Pittsburgh News Radio KDKA.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Larry Richard for CertaPro Painters. I've been a customer for over a decade. Why? Because the professional work CertaPro Painters does protects your home, quality paint, worry-free process, free estimates. That's why I've relied on CertaPro Painters. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here in our community. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
Brian Schlaba here from the Home Buyers of Pittsburgh. Born and raised right here. Since 2015, we've helped over 1,000 Pittsburgh homeowners sell their houses quickly and without the stress. No repairs, cleanouts, inspections, or appraisals. We give fast and fair cash offers, buy your home as is, and you choose the closing day. Visit homebuyersoftpittsburgh.com or call 412-500-9057. That's 412-500-9057.
Pittsburgh's local trusted homebuyer since 2015.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. If you or someone you care about is facing a family law issue, let us set up a 1-hour Cordell Consult. The Cordell Consult is a meeting with a local attorney who will give you clear guidance about your options, whether it's a separation, a postnuptial agreement, divorce, or custody. CordellCordell.com.
Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell. Licensed in Missouri and Illinois only.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray.
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Today brings a cloudy and cooler day with occasional snow and a high of 35. The snow and flurries continue for tonight as slick spots develop with a low of 28, leading to an increasingly windy day for tomorrow with a couple more snow showers. Expect 1 to 3 inches of total snow with a high of 32, then still cloudy Tuesday, high 33. For AccuWeather, I'm LaTroy Thornton, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The following is paid for by Dr. Shufo's Weight Loss and Wellness.
These are the people who make Pittsburgh work. This is Pittsburgh Works on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, that Easter tune-up, 545. Think about that price. Think about this. Between now and April 5th, you lose 10, 15, 20 pounds. This is the number. You can even call when I'm talking right now. It doesn't matter because I want you to lose the weight. 1-800-900-THIN. Why? Because I call it the attitude of gratitude. Because of losing this weight, where I am in my headspace, I don't care how old I am. I don't care where I'm at financially, emotionally, mentally. That's all good. But what I do care about is how I look, but how I feel since I got rid of that weight. Look, I've had that roller coaster time, but I was 20 years on the right side, and then the 4 years of the pandemic put me over the edge. And if I didn't reel it back in and get back with you, I don't even know if I would still be healthy enough to be working in the way I work.
Well, let's talk about something. Okay, everybody, I'm talking to you, Bill, Bob,
Rob,
Sandy, Carly,
Sherry Joe,
Kathy. Okay,
Kim.
I'm talking to each of you because think about this. None of us grow up. We're born at a good weight, typically, most of us. None of us grow up and say, I want to be fat when I grow up. I want to be obese. Now, let me just slide something in the meantime. Do you know 7 out of 10 people in America, in the United States of America, are overweight / obese / morbidly obese?
What's the percent?
7 out of 10.
Wow.
It's 72%.
Not good.
So here's the negative to that, as if that isn't negative enough. So if you have 10 people standing in a room, 7 of those people are obese. So when you're the other 3 people who are normal size, you are the oddballs. So when you're part of the 7, you don't think you're fat. You don't think you're fat because why? Because everybody else surrounding you is. I've had several people this week say to me, well, I'm not that bad. I said, what do you consider that bad? And they said, well, you're saying I'm obese. I said, because you are. And you know I'm a straight shooter, everybody. I say it with love and kindness, but I am a straight shooter.
Somebody has to tell you.
And I'm not schizophrenic. I'm like that personally. I'm like that at business. I don't have two personalities. So, because why? Why play the game? So you are obese. Okay. Oh, I don't think so. I'll take them in and look at the BMI chart. Do I believe in the BMI chart? Not totally. But it certainly shows what morbid obesity is, what obesity is. I said, let's get you to the overweight column, not the obesity column, the overweight column, and low on the overweight column. And boy, oh boy, they just look at it and said, oh, I could never get to 140. I haven't been 140 since high school. Listen to all those negative thoughts. I haven't. Well, okay, but who says you can't be that now? Okay. Oh, I'm not supposed to be that small when I'm 70 years old. Oh, yeah, you are. Who said you're not supposed to be that small? Who said now's the time to get smaller, because now's when heart disease comes, lung disease comes, diabetes, pre-diabetic. And they've proven cancers, so many cancers thrive with obesity and eating in the wrong way. Okay. I'm going to talk to anybody driving right now. If you're driving to church or driving home or going out to breakfast or going to babysit, whatever you're doing, think about this. Is your belly getting in the way of the steering wheel? Do you have to put your seat back in your car? Because all I hear when people lose weight, oh my gosh, I can drive differently now. I can do so many things differently now. So okay, go back to what I just said. Does anybody wake up or get born and say, I want to be fat when I grow up? No. So then what makes us get fat as we get older and we accept it? And it's what I just said, 7 out of 10 people in America. So it's the majority rules. But it doesn't have to be like that. And we get older, we don't get younger. So let's make these good things happen so we can eliminate the diabetes. If you're told you're pre-diabetic, stop it now. It's no fun to give yourself insulin shots. It's no fun to take the metformin. It's no fun. You know, you never hear people say, oh, I'm not on blood pressure meds. I'm not on non-diabetic meds. It's like a norm now to be on high blood pressure meds. It's a norm to be on high cholesterol meds. It's a norm. Nobody thinks anything of it. Why? Oh, it's my genes. Guys, it's what goes in our mouth, and it's our lack of movement. And I'm not even saying we have to move. I think exercise is the greatest thing we can do for our mind, body, spirit. But it's really what goes in our mouth that makes our body what we are. And then what does that fat body do to us? Lower self-esteem, lower self-worth, lower self-value, because we don't feel good. We put on clothes that we just don't feel good in, and we just want to feel the best we can. So that's the purpose of me being here today. And we can start you out with the refresh and renew with Easter, with this special, and give it to me. Give me 5-6 weeks and let me show you what can be done with your body, and you'll start feeling good without all those sugars and fats in your body.
How many people have dared to prove you wrong, and they always end up wrong? I mean, they want to challenge you. They want to see you wrong, and you're always on the right side of things. You're asking people right now, challenge me if you think I'm wrong.
Prove me wrong. Do what I ask you to do and prove me wrong in the next 6 weeks. Like I said, and I mean never, and I'm very careful with that word. My dear father Scott said to me, never say never and never say always. I have never had anybody say, I regret coming to you and losing this weight. I regret it. Never once in 46 years. So what do you have to lose except low self-esteem, getting off your high blood pressure meds, getting off your cholesterol meds, getting off your diabetic meds, lowering your arthritic meds, hopefully avoiding cancers of different kinds if you're not in the... Genetics have a piece of it, don't get me wrong, but we cause a lot of our own problems to ourselves. And then I love it. I love it, love it, love it. When you just feel so good about yourself. It's just an overwhelming. And we talked at break, Rob and I, about happiness, but also the best feeling in the world is a peaceful feeling within.
Listen, no food, no matter any of my favorite foods, ever tasted as good as it feels when I step in front of a mirror.
And guys, you should see Rob if you can stream and see him. I mean, he's never dressed in a coat and tie before. We've been friends since the 90s. He's never dressed in a coat and tie, and that's because he feels good about who he is.
I do.
He doesn't have to put on the hoodie and the sweatpants all the time.
Oh, that was the worst 4 years of my life.
Well, nobody wants to look bad because you feel bad on the inside. It's not the outside only. It's more the inside that counts.
So I started, you know how you go this timeline, you start looking at pictures of your mother and father when they were your age or a little younger. And you said something so earlier in this broadcast that jumped out at me, and I know exactly what their thought process was. They accepted it. And you shouldn't accept it.
Yeah, well, I said 7 out of 10 people. So when you got 7 out of 10 people, you're in the majority. So you're normal now. No. And then our size of foods.
Oh.
You know, we get a 16-ounce steak. Well, that's normal. Do you know what the size of steaks were when we were younger? 3 to 5 ounces, everybody.
At the most.
Yes. And now we're talking, a normal chicken breast, a normal piece of steak, a normal piece of fish is 3 ounces to this day, right now. 3 ounces. There's no possible way that we look at food and say 3 ounces. What I get? A third of a portion here? No, because we become gluttons and we have supersized everything. And with all the food additives and with all the preservatives, we're just asking for trouble when we see it. I have an oncologist friend, and she said colon rectal cancer is soaring, and it's with people 30 years of age and up. So let's cut this in the bud today. And if you're procrastinating, if you've heard me since the early 90s and said, I should do that, you know, what she says makes a lot of sense. Yeah, everybody can do that, but I can't. She doesn't know. I don't have any willpower. I hear that every minute of every day that I talk with my patients, every minute of every day. And yes, we can make great things happen.
Tell them about the tune-up, and then we'll go to break.
The cleanup, the tune-up, the refresh and renew is from now until Easter. I will give you 3 supplements, 3 counseling sessions, and let's get 10 to 20 pounds off of you for $545 the price. I can get it out. You leave a message today, I can get it out to you tomorrow. You'll have it by Tuesday or Wednesday. We will either talk in person or talk on the phone, and you start. And that gives us a good 5.5 weeks till Easter, and you can get those 10 to 20 pounds off.
And tell her you want a strength mate for $10. You can actually use it to flex and make your fingers in those arthritic conditions and that trigger finger go in a direction that can actually get you a better grip on life, literally and figuratively. Only $10 strength mate. You're going to definitely want to check it out. 1-800-900-THIN, 1-800-900-THIN. She's back with more to keep you motivated to get what you deserve, to feel great, look great, and more importantly, be healthy. Lose the weight, keep it off. 1-800-900-THIN. Dr. Bridget Shufo back with more in a moment on KDKA.
It's the little things, the information you need, people you know, the little things that make a big difference. The voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Ready for custom window treatments? You've got options. At Lachina Drapery and Blind Factory, the Lachina family has been serving Pittsburgh homeowners for over 60 years. Choose from custom blinds, shades, shutters, and draperies made in Lachina's own factory and tailored to your home. Enjoy Lachina's free shop at home service or visit one of Lachina's 2 convenient locations in Dormont or Wexford. Call 412-665-4900. That's 412-665-4900. Lachina Drapery and Blind Factory. The quality you deserve.
Suffering from peripheral neuropathy? Learn how over 15,000 sufferers regained their comfort, mobility, and quality of life with Tri-State Neuropathy Center's successful treatment plan that is FDA cleared, non-invasive, and drug-free. Here's Sean Ritchie, DC, and Tri-State's founder about one of their many satisfied patients.
One thing I've learned about people that get numb with a neuropathy, they have balance issues, just like Bob from Gibsonia. His numbness got so bad, he started to have to shuffle and was starting to have some falls. After completing our FDA-cleared treatment program, he is doing so much better. In fact, he was at his friend's house and he was at the American Legions, and they couldn't believe the difference that they saw in him.
Tri-State Neuropathy Centers help Bob. Let them help you next. Call 724-940-9000 for a free consultation. That's 724-940-9000. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers, the leader in treating peripheral neuropathy. Learn more at marydanston.com.
When was the last time you watched your home movies?
Disasters strike unexpectedly. Every year, American families lose the one thing they'd run back into a burning building for, their family's memories. Hi, I'm Nick.
And I'm Adam. We started Legacy Box to help save your family's most important recorded moments so you don't have to worry.
Load Legacy Box with your old movies, film reels, and shoeboxes of photos.
We work our digitizing magic, converting those memories right to the cloud so they're safe and accessible forever.
It's fast, we always send your originals back, and it's done right here in the USA.
Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box. Better Homes and Garden, Real Simple, and Inc. magazine are all talking about Legacy Box.
New York Times columnist David Pogue says, have them digitized. I wish I'd done it sooner. Take action. Save your family's memories today with Legacy Box.
Go to legacybox.com/value to get an incredible 50% off your Legacy Box. That's legacybox.com/value for 50% off while supplies last. legacybox.com/value.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
These are the people who make Pittsburgh work. This is Pittsburgh Works on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, I don't know what else to say other than you speak from, obviously, a lot of sweat equity and work. And when we talk about talking to people and sitting with people, this isn't like you make the call, she sends the products, and you're done. You need to see her on a regular basis. You can go in and have counseling in person. You know, one of the biggest problems medically in this country, first off, you were talking about colorectal cancer. It's now, if you're 40 years and over, you need to get it. For years, it was
yes.
So there's a reason why. You've talked about sugar. I've been seeing all of this stuff about sugar, how they are calling it the sweet heroin.
Yes.
Okay. And the other thing, there is a shortage of one type of physician in this country that's become alarming. Psychiatrist, okay? And psychologists are even harder to find. People really need to understand all of this stuff when it comes to weight. It's behavioral, most of it. And there's that little key that needs to be turned to unlock. And I believe in a roundabout way, you kind of helped me to where I finally have figured it out after all these years. Because I did the yo-yo thing, and I had a 10-year period where I was doing great. Then I'd go off the wagon again. But I really feel, because of everything we've gone through, and obviously you being a psychologist, even though we're friends, we talk on and off the air. Listen, I pick things up. I think I'm stronger mentally, and I think it's one of the reasons why I have never felt as good, looked as good. But I also know this isn't me starving myself. This is the healthy Rob, and a weight that I'm comfortable at, because this is the weight that I should be at, because I'm in the right frame, mind, and body.
Mind, body, spirit. That's what I always say. We can't cut off our heads and the body works well. Cut off our heads and the head works well. We're all connected. Imagine this, everybody. And you're right. You're right, Rob. I hadn't thought about the psychiatrist. Well, the shortage, number one. The therapy, number one. I was at Western Psych with someone in the past month several times. And you know what I noticed? Or not what I noticed. They couldn't admit this person. They had a 3-day waiting list at Western Psych. A 3-day waiting list. So what does that tell you? But yes, there's diseases, disorders, you know, that are not based upon what we're talking about today. But so much is based upon low self-esteem, low self-worth, low value, self-value. So what I'm saying to everybody, which I said at the beginning of the show, what are your expectations of yourself? What are your expectations of yourself? Make them positive. Write them down. But imagine you're driving home right now. You basically have about 80 pounds to lose. I can't do that. I cannot give up this and that and this and that. She's talking to somebody else. I'll never lose weight. I'm in my 50s, going on 60. I can't do that. Why not? Listen to all the reasons you're saying what you can't do. Again, that's a safe place. So many of us have a negative safe place. Let's make it a positive safe place. Darn it, I can do that. I can do that. I always said persistence, hard work, positivity, prayer, not necessarily in that order, will make anything happen in a successful way. So come on, everybody. We can start little. Little changes make big differences. Little changes make big differences. So let's make this happen. And we start with the body, because that's something we are absolutely in control of. Then the mind starts to change. Then our happiness starts to change. Then our peacefulness starts to change within. And who's going to benefit? You, but everybody that you're surrounded by. Your family, your friends, your grandchildren, your children, everything becomes better in your life. Why? Because you are a happier, more peaceful human being. And we can start with the body, because that's a tangible, that's black and white. Here's the eating plan. Here's the supplements to take. Here's the next time for your visit. So that's very black and white. I will take you by the hand. I will take you by the hand. And whether you choose to do the 6-week program or whether you choose to do a longer program because you need to be with me for more time, whatever it is, we will work together, make it by the end of this year, by the end of 2026. Imagine where you can be. And like I keep emphasizing, no one in 46 years has ever said to me, boy, do I regret being in here. Do I regret losing that weight? Do I regret being off my meds? Do I regret being in smaller clothes? Not one single human being has ever said that to me. So come on. I'm saying to you, put the procrastination away. That's the worst enemy of most what we do. Put procrastination away. Think positive. Call me. We're going to make this happen, whether you choose to do the longer program or the refresh and renew for a tune-up. That's to lose 10 to 20 pounds, and only 20 pounds if you have a lot of weight to lose. 10 pounds if you're a smaller person and just want a tune-up. If you want to lose, 30, 40, 50, 60, I'll put you on a longer program. But guess what? 4th of July comes, and where are you going to be? Where you're going to be. You're going to feel so much better about you. You're going to have higher expectations about you. You're everything. There's not one bad thing that happens from eating better, from thinking better, from being better. Not one negative thing happens for that. So come on, everybody. And if you choose to do the Easter, the refresh, renew, then give me a call today. I'll have the supplements sent out to you, or we'll make appointments for you to come in for $545. We can get this off of you. If you choose to lose more weight, 30, 40, 50 pounds, we can do that. Of course, if you choose to lose 100 pounds, let's make it happen, and I'll take you by the hand, and we'll make it happen, and you will be a new, happier, peaceful person in 2026.
Perfect timing, just enough time for me to remind you, even though we're going off the air, that phone will continue to accept your calls throughout the day. She'll ship out this Easter tune-up, the products, tomorrow morning, 5:45. Don't put it off. 1-800-900-THIN, 1-800-900-THIN. Dr. Shufa, always a pleasure.
And to you, my dear friend.
She keeps me moving, folks, in the right direction, and she can do the same for you, and she will talk to you, and it will make a difference. 1-800-900-THIN, 1-800-900-THIN.
The proceeding was paid for by Dr. Shufo's Weight Loss and Wellness. Information on the program was intended to solely further the public's general knowledge about the product. Opinions expressed should not be relied upon for any purpose by any member of the audience. News Radio KDKA does not guarantee the accuracy of any of the information heard on the preceding program.
The Big K Morning Show with Larry Richards.
Sheldon Williams, so your new City of Pittsburgh Public Safety Director.
Just really want your listeners to know that one of the benefits, I would say, and the opportunities that I have to serve in this capacity is bringing a variety of experiences that I have and perspectives to better serve the citizens of Pittsburgh.
Weekday mornings 5:30 to 10 on the Voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for moms.
How about some fantastic February savings at Coons Market? Isn't that right, Frank Dentisi?
Right, Rob. In our meat department, individually quick frozen tilapia fillets, $3.49 a pound. In the produce department, extra large golden pineapples are $3.99 each. In our deli, battered walleye fillet strips are $13.99 a pound. And additional savings this week, selected varieties of Mrs. T pierogies, 12 to 16-ounce packages, 2 for $5.
Fantastic savings. Coons Market, a Pittsburgh tradition.
Don't delay in getting that plumbing repair done. Call Palucci Plumbing today for all of your plumbing needs. From trenchless sewer repair and waterline repairs and replacement, hot water tanks, sewer camera inspections, to Pittsburgh potty repairs, no job is too small for Palucci Plumbing. Owners Amy and Nick Palucci have been in business for 26 years, so give them a call for your next plumbing repair or replacement. Palucci Plumbing, 412-782-5050. That's 412-782-5050.
A warmer, safer winter in every home across Pittsburgh is why NRG is proud to sponsor the 18th annual Warmathon and honored to share in this city's generous spirit. When you pick NRG as your energy supplier, you'll have the power to do more, like earn cash back and travel rewards, or even contribute to local nonprofits just for paying your bill. With NRG, giving back is built in. Learn more and switch today at picknrg.com.
Why deal with crowded hotels and packed pools when you can have the whole place to yourself? At SWAC Vacation Rentals, some homes come with private lazy rivers, indoor pools, massive game rooms, and outdoor kitchens built for the whole crew. These aren't hotel rooms, they're private vacation playgrounds, managed by us, cared for by us, and ready when you arrive. And when you book direct, you keep more of your vacation budget where it belongs, with you. Find your unforgettable stay at SWAC. SWACK vacations.com. That's SWACvacations.com.
Here's a tale of Linda trying to lose weight, but the med prices she found were all over the place.
Hidden fees and markups made her jaw drop low. Then she found Good RX. Now she's in the know.
GLP-1 subscriptions FDA approved.
With clear upfront pricing.
And same-day pickup.
That's Good RX, the no-nonsense way. Save time and money on prescriptions.
Get to goodrx.com/weight loss. GoodRx is not insurance.
Ah, the most beautiful time of year is upon us. Tax season. And Tax Slayer is here to help you file. We guarantee 100% accuracy and your maximum refund. Those are some good numbers. And you can trust me, because I'm a talking calculator. Did I mention Tax Slayer even has support from real US-based humans? If you have any questions along the way, beat the rush and start for free today. Tax Slayer. File fearlessly.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
KDKA and KDKA-FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 33 degrees, Pittsburgh International at 10 o'clock. I'm Rob Taylor. State police say a 7-year-old boy has died after he was struck by a vehicle in Greene County. It happened around 4:30 on Saturday afternoon along South 88 Road in Monongahela Township. Police say the boy was walking across the road when he was hit by a Honda HR-V that was driven by a 92-year-old man. Right now, state police are investigating. Police are investigating after a 69-year-old man was found dead inside of a Butler home. James Hoover was found dead inside a home in the 400 block of Miller Avenue around 4 o'clock Saturday afternoon. Police have called Hoover's death a homicide, and state police later said a 37-year-old man believed to be the suspect was apprehended. Suspect's name has not been released. A man is dead following an officer-involved shooting in Heidelberg. Police say a man was threatening to harm themselves with inside of a home in Washington Street just after midnight, and when police arrived, they found the man outside the home with a knife. Police then say the man disobeyed orders to drop the knife, and he allegedly charged towards the officers. A Scott Township police officer then shot the man multiple times. The man later died at the hospital. Allegheny County police are leading the investigation. Well, police in Mobile, Alabama say 2 people were dead after an Amtrak train hit a car. Here's WKRG-TV's Chad Petrie.
Cody Wesley was traveling on board with her husband for a birthday trip to New Orleans. She says the trip started smoothly out of Mobile first thing Saturday morning.
Minutes later, we had a large jolt. After the jolt, the train slowly came to a halt.
A sad start to a trip that was supposed to be a fun few days.
My thoughts and prayers go out to all the families involved.
Jeanette native Jasmine Jones is bringing home the bronze medal. 29-year-old Hempville area high school graduate and her teammate Kaylee Humphreys competed in the two women's bobsled at the Winter Olympic Games and came in at third place on Saturday during the two-day competition. Jones was the brakeman. Humphreys was the pilot. Jones rejoicing in Cortina, Italy with her husband, daughter, and mother. And speaking of the Winter Games, one period to go.